Welcome, everybody. It's the Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number 104. I'm Alex. There's Addie. There's Pink. Who
Hey,
knows?
We
hey.
exist.
Yeah, who knows if Soon will drop in it sometime. He's wild and unpredictable like that. So today's a topicless podcast. It will not run as long as episode 100 did. I can tell you that.
Probably.
There's no fucking way. Once we hit the 4-hour mark, I'm just going to leave. I'll just leave the recording running while you three idiots. Yeah, three. Fuck it.
We'll conjure up clown somehow.
Yeah. While you two just talk there, I'll just leave it running and whatever. Alright. So, you know what? Why don't we start off weird today? Addie, you're in the middle. It would be entirely out of order if I asked you first what you've been up to this week, so I'm gonna do it because I'm crazy.
You chose the best week. Because in contrast to what I did last week, I did basically jack shit.
Cool!
That's actually entirely untrue, because most of my week was spent finishing the Assassin's Creed Odyssey freaking review, because I have been... How long have I been working on that shit? Half a
Probably.
year?
Yeah.
So... I was
Thereabouts.
like, you know what? I'm not gonna wait until I freaking finish the game again. I have played until the 25% mark in or so, and I feel like I have enough. I have basically rekindled my memory enough to actually be able to finish that. So I stood up. I was up until like 5 a.m. in the morning one night, just to actually finish the recording, and then I spent 3 days just freaking gathering content and just putting it all in. And it still probably turned out shit, but you know, at least I actually did shit with it.
Addie,
It's done.
You are truly a man dedicated to vengeance.
I am the knight. But yeah, so somehow Assassin's Creed Odyssey, my hatred for Assassin's Creed Odyssey made me able to write a freaking a video that was over 5 minutes long.
Damn.
In fact, it is twice that long.
Damn. Is that your longest review yet?
No, my longest review, I don't know which one it is, but it would be probably 25 or so minutes, 25 minutes.
What game was that?
I don't remember. That's why I'm saying I don't know which one it is.
No.
Like I know that I have had at least like two 15+ minute videos. My shortest one is Ice Climbers at half a minute.
That's fair. It is an NES game, so...
There's not much to talk about there.
My Contra review is 5 minutes, dude. It's also an NES game.
Right, but you've played Contra probably 10 times now, haven't you?
It's definitely more than 10 times, but the same for Ice Climbers. Ice Climbers was one of the other games I had when I was growing up.
I would think of Contra as being simpler than Ice Climbers, though.
I don't know. Because the thing is, like, Ice Climbers is more about the gameplay loop of, you know, just hitting out the freaking bottom parts of the floor and then just jumping up. Contra, as you know, like as much repetition as there is in Contra, the bosses at least exist. And in Ice Climbers, it was, from what I can remember, just jumping up and hitting the eagle or whatever it was, the bird.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Hell, that's even how it is in the Smash stage, right? Am I forgetting?
Yeah, I think it's a pterodactyl.
Yeah.
It might be a pterodactyl.
Well, you're the one who grew up playing it, Addie.
I haven't played that game since I reviewed it. So, like, despite I actually own the cartridge, but I don't have a ROM of it, so I can't play it anymore.
Okay, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is your second time through it, yes?
Yes.
So, is there anything you are, like, noticing on the second round that you would like to note here?
Well, it's less about the game and more my experience, because it's like the first time around, I beat the game in more or less the honeymoon period. Now I'm actually seeing through how the grind affects the game and what I consider the grind. But the thing is, like, I feel like my review might be a bit controversial because um to me, the how I experience the grind in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a large detractor from the game itself and the game's quality. But the thing is, people experience the grind differently because what is a grind to me isn't necessarily a grind to someone else. That's why I even say in the review I compare that review to the Undertale review, because the Undertale review is shit when you look at it on an objective level. But I did convey my opinions on Undertale rather well in it. Like it's not an objective review, but it is an okay an okay subjective one.
Question: when you say grinding, what do you mean?
The game, yeah.
I just want to ask: when you say grinding, do you mean like you are pretty well obligated to do the side missions by the level gaps between the main missions?
That's a part of it, but also it's not just the actual side missions, but you also basically have to go and do all of the like forts and shit that are supposed to be side content that you aren't required to do through the main game. But if you want to play through the game without having hang-ups, which I did which I do as I'm recording it right now, not at this moment, but you get it. Like, the thing is, if you want a completely smooth game playthrough of the game, you need to just, instead of actually looking at the story and caring about the story, what you need to do is you need to look at the area that you're in, the area that the game allows you to go in without freaking having people 15 levels above you, and then just looking at basically any and all areas that have objectives to them, and just doing those objectives so you get enough experience to actually level up. And the thing is, like the worst part is, since I have the freaking gold edition of it, whichever one I have, I forget. I even have a freaking like passive experience booster. So I think I get like twice the experience that most people get.
So what you're saying is, you think one of the biggest flaws with the game is the fact that the game encourages you to do the side content.
It's not. It doesn't encourage it. Encouraging side content to me would be like Yakuza, making the side content interesting and fun. In this game, the side content is repetitive as shit.
Right, it can be bad. Nobody's like, I'm not talking about the quality of the side content. I'm saying that the gameplay structure encourages you to do the side content. Yakuza's gameplay structure does not encourage you to do the side content. There's very little reward to it.
I don't know.
Outside
Yakuza
of
4,
Yakuza 0 getting the managers, that was a pretty big encouragement.
Yakuza 4 actually encourages it, but because, well, the thing is, like, I think Yakuza 4 does this better, just because in Yakuza 4, instead of actual experience points and shit, you get these experience orbs that you can spend for each level up. And in Yakuza 4, if I want to, actually be like an all-powerful being by the end of that character's story chapter, which obviously I don't, but it's an option. Like, if I want to have most or all things, I don't know because I didn't go through all of the side missions yet. But if I want to do that, they give each character a shit ton of side missions that you can go through, and the side missions give you more and more experience, so you can actually spend your orbs. And the stories aren't any less freaking interesting from what I could tell so far.
Huh.
So Yakuza pulled it off good. Yakuza did it good. And none of it is repetitive from what I could tell so far, once again.
Well, I mean, the quality of the side content is an
Meanwhile,
entirely different question. If your complaint is simply that the side content in AC Origins, or no, excuse me, Odyssey sucks, then it's simple as that.
It does.
Yeah, then the argument would be as simple as that. The side missions suck.
Like, the thing is, I actually read it. I can't confirm because I didn't go through the freaking process myself. But apparently, according to some people, in Assassin's Creed Origins, just the forts, just these freaking small things that you can do if you want to go through them. There in Origins, there were, I think, 10 fort designs, and there were only like, I don't know, 30 of them. In Odyssey, there's 6 fort designs and there's something like 55 of them or something like that.
Huh, okay.
So it's the small things that all amount to it basically breaking you down.
That sounds like Skyrim, honestly.
It is like Skyrim.
Well, that
Like
it's no wonder
it's
people
like
love it.
Skyrim. It's like Skyrim. It's like Skyrim if Skyrim like I don't
Decent
remember
combat.
what?
If Skyrim had decent combat.
No, it's not decent. Like you know how you complain all the times about freaking just smashing your stats against people?
Yeah.
That's the combat in Odyssey and Origins.
Okay. My understanding was that it relied off of Souls combat.
No, it wants to be Souls combat, but it's not.
They hang on. So let me guess. They made it where they did that so that the game can be fucking easy for you. Because they didn't actually have the
Yeah,
balls to be as hard as Souls.
probably. I don't know. Because the thing is, like, with how they have it set up is that like well in Odyssey, because I don't remember Origins all that well anymore because I haven't played it in 2 years. But Odyssey, um, Odyssey has a thing where it has automatic whatchamacallit, level scaling or whatever for the enemies.
That's Skyrim.
Yeah, and there's that. So people on your level you can kill rather easily, more or less. And then, like, say you are level 15, you can't kill level 18 people because they have skulls on their heads and they take no damage from you.
Oh, that's bad.
Yes, it is. So basically, what I have done in my recording, I did eventually go back and do side missions to get leveled up, by the way, but I was level 12. I was in a level 17 part of the world, I think. So what I did, instead of actually, doing shit, I was smart. I lured people out of their castle, and then I found a wild boar that was on their level, and the wild boar speared the shit out of them. So,
Nice.
so at least it leads its thing to that. But like once again, the thing is, like, if it was Souls, if it was okay, you either need stat, like, well, I wouldn't say Souls. If it was like Neo, if I needed either a small amount of stat upgrades or a small amount of more skill to actually be able to pass people like 50 levels above me, like if it was a thing of skill, I wouldn't be complaining as much because Neo, as much as I shit on Souls-like games, Neo was okay. Neo wasn't anything that freaking changed the world, but Neo was an alright game. Odyssey, like the thing with Odyssey, I realized is that why I dislike it isn't just because it made Assassin's Creed lose its
Identity.
whatchamacallit, yeah, its identity. It's not just that, but it also didn't bring anything in. Like it didn't have any interesting takes on old shit, and none of the stuff that it stole from other games was implemented well.
See, this is part of why I want to get Mike on the podcast is like, there's a lot of points where I like agree with Mike that sometimes Ted is wrong about things, but like I get why Ted bitches about Skyrim because Ted has personally watched his own favorite RPG franchise, Dragon Age, try to become Skyrim and kind of fail at it, and I think you're in a similar place here, where you have watched your favorite franchise try to become Witcher 3, and it didn't really work. Well, it
Yeah.
did work. Excuse me. It made them loads and loads of money.
Monetarily, it worked. Otherwise, it didn't.
Yeah, it turned into something. It turned into a bad series. The argument being that in this case, Skyrim / Witcher 3 are not good games and shouldn't have been imitated, but they made loads of money, so they were imitated, and they were imitated successfully.
I don't know about them being bad. Skyrim, yeah, I played 15 minutes of Skyrim and it didn't gel with me, so I just uninstalled it. But I played through Witcher 3, and I can say it's a perfectly fine game, but it's entirely overrated. Like The Witcher 3 to me is just another RPG. Like it's not bad. The combat mechanic isn't the greatest, but it's okay. But it's nowhere near like even like the under part of what people claim it to be.
Witcher 3 is in this spot where everybody can say it's a great game and they're praising it as a game, but at the end of the day, what really people want to praise Witcher 3 for is the fact that Witcher,
Cutscenes.
yeah, that it doesn't have DRM, that it doesn't have microtransactions. That is really what people want to praise about it, and they do praise that, but they also insist that it's a perfect game, which it doesn't necessarily mean that. I mean, Big Rigs Over the Road Racing doesn't have microtransactions. Did you guys know that? Did you know that Superman for Nintendo 64 doesn't have microtransactions, guys?
Yeah,
Road to Hell.
Before we start this podcast, I was not aware, but now I am. So thank you for that.
Dude, A Road to Hell, Right to Retribution has no DRM, has no microtransactions, has sex scenes.
Oh my god!
It's the greatest game of all time.
It fights against the liberal SJW corporations. We live in a society.
Did I actually say the game's name right?
Who cares? Who cares? It's right to hell. It's funnier if you said it wrong, honestly.
But yeah. So Assassin's Creed Odyssey is like the thing is, I realized all of these things after I wrote the review. That's the worst part.
Oh no!
Yeah. So it's like thankfully I didn't complain about the grind too much. Like I just bring up that it can be an issue. But not that it is necessarily. Like I think I don't remember. Because like I know that I freaking complain about the lore parts that I dislike, because if you want to make a game about Cassandra, make a game about Cassandra. I think that would have been more interesting. And the thing is, I'm playing Cassandra in my playthrough as Demos. I'm making her as evil as I can. As far as the game allows me to make her evil. And I'm enjoying it. I wouldn't have minded if they actually made her be made her be the only protagonist and also possibly evil.
Right.
Maybe not that last part, but like
I mean,
wasn't
the Black Flag guy kind of an asshole?
Edward, yeah, but he was also a pirate.
Oh, now it's okay. Never mind.
Pirates gonna do what pirates are gonna do.
The thing is, like, Black Flag is probably the most well-written Assassin's Creed game, but I will never freaking stop arguing that Edward doesn't become an assassin until after the game. And the thing is, like, my favorite quote of all time comes from that game.
Well, here's the thing. He's imitating the assassins, though.
Not really.
It's still about the assassins. Even if the assassins are supporting characters, it's still about the assassins. I mean, Assassin's Creed Rogue, he wasn't an assassin, he was a Templar. But the title of the series wasn't Templar's Creed, it was Assassin's Creed.
It would have been Templar's Oath as well.
Okay, well, I mean, the Cassandra thing, like, I would agree that it's always better to just go with a definite main character. But, like, it's one of those things where it's an RPG, and nowadays when people buy an RPG, they want to be immersed and all that. So they want to have their character have their sexual organs. You know?
I don't know. I was pretty immersed when I was freaking Aveline de Grampe.
Yeah.
Wrestling alligators and hitting people with whips. doing freaking X-bombers.
Doing pile drivers off the top rope to alligators.
Yeah.
And who is Aveline supposed to be a descendant or ancestor of?
No one.
Oh, she's too cool.
Yes. Like, Aveline, the reason Aveline is like in the Canway saga, I think, is because in the Assassin's Creed 4 DLC she meets up with Edward, and then in her own game she meets up with Connor.
Okay. But the Templar,
So that's
did
a
the Templar
yeah.
stop her from reproducing because she was too powerful?
I don't know. I don't think they ever went down the explaining Avali's backstory freaking route.
Oh man, what if it turns out her distant descendant is like something really? I really want. Okay, well I'm just gonna say, what if her descendant is Zangief?
I don't know how that would work because I'm pretty sure Zangief would have been born like one generation after her, but Zangief is timeless. But yeah, freaking, there was something else I wanted to go into, but I forgot. Nice. Let's see if I remember. Oh well. Anyway, yes, Assassin's Creed Odyssey does exist. I'm pretty sure I gave it the like the worst score out of any Assassin's Creed game so far.
Really, more than Black Flag?
I haven't reviewed Black Flag yet, but I would actually give it a better score.
Really?
Yes.
Because I know you're not fond of the ship missions, and I know for sure that the land missions on Black Flag are not appreciated.
Yeah. The thing is, like Black Flag, as much of a slog as it is, as much of shit there is in it, Odyssey is the same but worse.
Yeah.
Like, there instead of tailing missions, you now get the same freaking whatchamacallit, the same like pickup mission. Like that's what's replaced tailing missions. It's just, hey, Mystios, Eagle Bearer, freaking Son of God, could you go and fetch me some milk from the market? Gee, thanks.
But can you do it with super speed?
No, that's not an actual power.
Oh.
Yeah, teleportation, as far as you can throw your spear is, and so is slowing down time, but super speed isn't.
Well,
Yet
hey,
you can,
hang on. Do you
yeah.
move in regular time when everybody else is in slow motion?
Yes, but it only works in freaking combat, from what I could tell.
Okay, I'll get you that milk. Then you punch the person next to you.
But like the thing is like you have those powers that are actually cool and shit. Then you also have like powers that to me don't make that much sense because like in the normal game you have a shoulder bash that you can unlock as a power. Then if you go through a DLC, you can upgrade the shoulder bash to instead do a Hadouken and summon a bull.
Well, that sounds awesome.
But he only goes like forward like I don't know 2 centimeters and then disappears. It's like summoning a freaking bull in Dance Hadouken.
Well, I mean, the important part is the bull, not the Hadoken.
But it's not good. It's not a
Yeah.
useful thing.
Oh no.
It's not a useful thing. Is
No.
what I'm trying to get to.
But do it for style points, anyways.
No, that's why I do my Yondaime freaking teleport to people and then say nothing personal into their ear.
Oh god. Did you ever get far in any of the Shadow of Mordor games?
No.
Okay.
There was too much bloat.
Yeah.
There was too much bloat.
I would agree with Shadow of War. I don't know about Shadow of Mordor. But yeah, Shadow of Mordor has by far the most ridiculously overpowered example of teleportation in gaming.
You also have to remember, I don't like Lord of the Rings.
That's fair. But did you ever watch X-Men 2? Pink, did you ever watch X-Men 2?
Yeah.
You remember that the only good part of one of the only good parts of the entire series was Nightcrawler fucking up the White House?
Yeah.
That's pretty much late game Shadow of Mordor. Like, the orcs are just sitting around the bonfire, enjoying themselves, and they're just a teleporting human teleports behind each of them and cuts all their heads off. It's awesome and ridiculous and stupid, and it makes the game way too easy. Anyways, so the Assassin's Creed Odyssey thing. Would you say you agree that you prefer Cassandra over her brother?
No. Well, it depends. It depends, because if we Like the thing is, I don't see them as brother and sister. I see them as the same person. That's one thing. That's one part.
That's the problem with the way the game's written. Yeah.
Yes, that's why I said that I would have liked, like, if they wanted to go with Cassandra, go with Cassandra. Actually, write her to be a person. Like I have no issue with like I have actually seen people having an issue with Xiao Jun when she got her own game. Xiao Jun is freaking badass. Shut up. Like
Xiao Yu
Xiao-
was the Chinese one, yes?
yes,
Now,
Xiao Jun. Yeah,
why would people have an issue with her?
because she had boobs.
Oh.
Like I saw exactly one person who had issues with her because she had boobs, and I didn't understand that person. But like I personally don't have an issue with female characters who are written to be good characters, and it's like Xiao Jun is actually probably my like second favorite character, or like third from the whole thing. 'Cause- yeah,
After Ezio?
yes.
And
Like it's either Ezio Xiaojun and then Edward, or Ezio Edward and then Xiaojun.
you were also pretty fond of the Syndicate main guy, weren't you? Jacob?
And Jacob's fine, but he wasn't as ravitan as Edward, and he wasn't as funny as Ezio
Okay.
overall.
Okay, then. Question. Who is the worst Assassin's Creed main character?
Oh no,
Arno, yeah. Because Connor can be pretty boring at the end of the day.
Connor is alright once you do the freaking homestead missions.
That's true.
It's a shame. It's a shame you need to do that. Like it's a shame that they go away after a while. If you don't freaking check for them every chapter, then they just disappear.
Yep. And like part of my thing there is like Connor and Arno are both boring people, but Connor at least has like some cool stylish stuff that like only he does. Arno doesn't. You don't really think of Arno having a signature weapon, you know?
Arno does have a signature weapon though.
Guys?
Yes,
I didn't
the
get far enough
Phantom
in the
Blade.
game.
No, you did not. The Phantom Blade. The Hidden Blade turns into a crossbow and fires itself.
That sounds dumb.
It is dumb, but
That's not
it's fun
nearly as
dumb.
cool as the Hidden Blade Tomahawk combo.
I disagree. I didn't like Connor's Hidden Blade.
Well, it could come out to form a knife, which made it actually a reasonable melee weapon.
That's what I disliked.
Well, it wasn't
That's
just
the
limited
that's
to
the-
counters
yeah.
anymore.
But I like it when it's just counters. Like that's the thing. If they put in a freaking if they put in freaking Hidden Blade into the new games and it worked like Royal Guard, I would freaking love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The
'Cause-
best way to fight in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which is by far the only Assassin's Creed I've finished, was to just play with the Hidden Blade and get tons of counters because it looked cool for Ezio to stick his hand in somebody's face and they died.
Actually, the Hidden Blade was the freaking like the hardest weapon in every game where you could counter kill. Like it was supposed to be, like you actually need precision to pull it off, because it has next to no buffer. But with the freaking Brotherhood, they made it like a shit ton easier.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, so that like, I feel like if they brought back the Hidden Blade as a weapon again, they should take Royal Guard. They should take what they did with the first game actually, and just mix those two together. Because in the first game, getting a kill with the Hidden Blade was freaking hard.
Well, you bring up Royal Guard, and I think with how they handle it in 5, where you get better results the closer you are to the proper frame, I think that brings up an interesting possibility. What if you get, like, vaguely close to the proper frame, but you mostly miss it? So instead, your Ezio or whoever just, sticks their arm or slashes their leg or something. Which
Yeah,
is
that's
still good.
that
but
would be
not
my
perfect.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my idea.
And of course, if you get it frame perfect, it's an instant kill.
Yes. Like that would actually be a good way to have a freaking Hidden Blade as a weapon again. Also, they have no like. I bring this up in my review of Odyssey. They have not had an overall good fighting mechanic in these games yet, at all.
Yeah.
Unity is the closest we've got, but Unity also sucked ass.
Yeah, Unity was an okay system and a bad game.
I disagree about the OK system. It showed promise, but it like everything else in that game, it showed promise, but it was executed really freaking bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Unity is your usual launch platform game. Like
Yeah.
Black Flag was very clearly just like an Xbox 360 or PS3 game that got slapped into the new generation. Unity was the real generation launch, and it showed.
Yeah.
So bad that even Syndicate still suffered a bit.
We'll never get like I feel like freaking they will never get us pretty again as freaking Unity though, because like um Odyssey had and Origins have their moments when they look gorgeous, but there's parts when they just shit themselves with popping and all sorts of stuff like that. Like there was a time I bring up in the review, I bring up textures, but turned out when I was recording, turns out it wasn't the texture being bad, that was popping.
What?
Like
The
so
textures weren't popping in. I see.
yeah, so to save our resources, they have different qualities of textures. And I saw a rock. I was going in the mountainside, and there was a rock, and I climbed up it, and it looked like absolute garbage. And I was like, well, I can write the textures are better into the review, I guess. And then I still stood there for a couple of seconds, and then it started getting better and better and better, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah. it,
Also, yeah.
it's the flaw of doing an RPG, you know? Because, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it seems like RPGs always have the worst graphics, with a couple exceptions.
Yeah, that's
I'm
yeah.
playing Bloodborne right now. Bloodborne looks beautiful. Bloodborne makes my PS4 want to die. And the frame drops are constant, so apparently you win some, you lose some.
And the thing is, like, even as I was recording, I think it's like episode 11 or 10 or something like that, whenever that will come out, of my Odyssey playthrough. I actually stopped because there's this guy Hong, from like a platform or something like that, and you watch She Says, right?
I watch what?
She Says, boundary break.
Oh, I do watch the occasional episode, but not as many as I wish I could.
So you know what is a pink gold peach moment or whatever, a low poly peach?
When a character is in the distance, so they have it be low res, so that it saves, but you can't really tell.
Yes, so I did that, but I had that one, but also I was like in freaking like I wasn't in a jumps distance, but I was in two jumps distance of the model.
So they used a low res distance model for something that was actually up close.
Yes,
Jesus
and the
Christ.
thing, and then I actually like I go into photo mode so I can actually see. The thing is, whenever the camera gets closer, the model becomes the good quality one. So it wasn't a bug.
Oh, and did you
That's the worst
back
part.
out to see if he went back to being shit?
Yes, and it did.
Oh, that's not a bug.
Yeah. So that's about the quality of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I feel like that's a pretty good like way to summarize it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if people's opinions are going to change on that game. Because it's already, like, people have started to turn on Odyssey. People started to turn with the DLCs. That is what made people pissed.
I don't know,
Especially
'cause
Cassandra players for a very certain reason that I'm sure you're aware of.
I'm not. I played Alexios. So
Okay, so you know how Alexios knocks a girl up, right?
yes,
Cassandra gets knocked up.
I figured.
A lot of people were not happy with that.
Wait, do you get to jump off the rooftops as a pregnant lady?
Sadly, no.
Oh, then that
But
DLC is
Pregnant
trash.
combat.
but from what I remember,
it's a
you
tag
do
team match. You just don't know it.
From from what I remember, you actually like I think you have to like run down to the market to actually buy some milk for the kid or something like that. And from what I remember, it acts like you're carrying a person when you're carrying the baby if it's in the game, and I'm not just making shit up. But if it is in the game, then you can just jump down the rocks with the baby in hand to go to the market because you live on the mountain.
Life was rough back then. You lost a couple babies. That's just how it was.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to learn the parkour first.
I
Uh,
love the idea of
yeah.
teaching the baby to parkour by diving down a cliff while holding it.
If it survives, then it's ready.
Then it's ready, yes.
Oh, Jesus
Uh,
Christ.
so yeah, like I don't know. The legacy of the first made DLC was okay to bad. Like some parts of it were alright. Some gameplay elements they added in were not. Because the thing is, there's this mechanic in the game, the cultist mechanic, where they are hidden around the world, and you just have to figure out who could be the cultist, and then you kill them.
Okay.
And yeah, so you get clues by either doing side missions, which is alright, killing other cultists, which is okay, or just randomly happening upon them. From what I remember, some of the cultists that were added in the DLC cannot be found aside from just happening upon them.
Ooh, that's rough.
That's not good.
Have you researched whether or not you can find them? Or are you just going off of your own personal experience here?
I'm going off of my own personal experience because I freaking like the thing is when I reached that point I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna waste more time just going like the thing is they are restricted to like one island of the map. Also happens that that island is basically most of the top like I don't know how I can describe it, but basically there's this largest freaking island that's like the size of I don't know like Venice, bigger than Venice actually, from freaking Assassin's Creed 2, whatever,
Yeah.
something like that. Like it's really like it could have been the whole game in an older game, is what I'm trying to get to, and they're just randomly hidden around the mountainside. Just find them.
Oh,
Yeah. So
there's
instead
someone
of
out there that enjoys that.
yeah, but that is not me because the thing is like one of the easiest ways to turn me off of a game, and that's something that Assassin's Creed honestly does do sometimes from what I remember. Although I can't prove it, so I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But what a quick way to turn me off of your game is to go and this is actually something Yakuza does is it gives you a vague or sometimes really specific like directions.
Oh.
But and by directions I mean it tells you to I don't know speak with this person or that person, and then that's it. Just find them.
Oh, you shouldn't play the Souls games.
To me, like that. To me, that's just the worst freaking mission design. Because like I get the trying to hold the player's hand and all that, but like say West, like
Ooh.
like limit me to some part of the world that is freaking like not larger than I don't know, like a city,
Well, I think this is
like a
partly tied. This
settlement.
is partly tied to the whole thing with exploration, which you're not a big fan of. And it's obviously
Yeah,
it's worse in open world games because the world's too big. And like some of the stuff like was never intended for the player to mess with. It's just a patch of fucking trees that are there to be a patch of fucking trees.
yeah.
But Souls games, it's relatively fine because you should be exploring every nook and cranny anyways, because you might find valuables and secret items and secret weapons and what have you. But like in an open world game, it's just like what the fuck.
Neo did this right actually. The looking into every nook and cranny, because instead of you just happening upon some random door that you can go through and there's just a chest. To make things easier, well, there's this yokai. There is actually a wall that can look like any wall, and the only way you can find them is their eyes.
Ha!
But when they close their eyes, they just look like any old wall. The way you actually find them is to walk up to them. So there's a lot of like faster ways around parts in Neo, where you can only go and go through the faster part to continue the level, is to find the wall yokai and kill them.
Find the wall and kill it.
Yeah,
Perfectly logical sentence.
I mean, hey, they have freaking what's it called? Bloody hell! Good thing I don't remember the English word for it. Like umbrella demons,
Okay.
basically.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah, they have like one-legged, one-eyed umbrella demons that lick you.
That's even worse than what I was imagining.
They're, they're also immortal, and from what I remember, they're also immortal and only live to make people scared. Like the only
They don't need to live to
enjoyment
do
they
that
get.
for Pink.
The only enjoyment they get is when people get scared when they lick them.
It makes their dick hard.
The worst part is sometimes they actually have two legs, so they can run after you.
Instead of bouncing after you like a pogo stick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dark Souls and Bloodborne also have hidden walls, but they're a lot more dickish about it than Neo, apparently, because there's no eyes or anything. They just look like any other wall. The only way you can tell is if somebody else has already found that wall and leaves a message behind for you saying, "Beware of illusory wall," or "reeks of illusory wall." And and the thing is, Souls being what it is, there are lots of times where people just leave that message and it's a plain wall. It's nothing. So you're just smacking the wall like an idiot. Like, come on, open up.
Give me the goods.
Let me in, let me in.
I want your delicious wall candy. Alright. Does Assassin's Creed Odyssey have illusory walls?
Said, In the DLC, that
I like
might be
that
actually.
answer. I would assume that was a simple yes or no question. What does that mean that it's not?
So in the base game, I don't think there are any. In the DLC, I'm pretty sure there's one like dungeon sort of thing where you have to get a specific armor to go through the wall, so you can actually go into the dungeon. So
Ah. Is that armor named like the Armor of Illusions?
no, I think it's like Ares' like backup armor or something like that.
Okay, does the game ever imply that like, oh, wear this armor to find a hidden area?
No, you find the hidden area in the story, and then the game tells you, "Yo, armor," and then you do the missions for the armor.
Oh, okay. Okay, because there is like a hidden castle in Bloodborne you have to wear the Crown of Illusions to find. That's interesting. Okay. Anything else?
Well, all right, we were talking about the DLC, so yes, the Legacy of the First Blade DLC, which is the one with the kid. Like the existence of freaking Darius was eh. I personally didn't like his design all that much, but he actually brought pants into the game, so at least I appreciate that.
The Persians have brought the invention of pants!
Yeah.
And
Like,
there's just an old Greek dude in the background going like, the kids these days.
Like the issue is like they only go with the boots that he wears. So you have to wear the boots that he wears if you use them, because otherwise they look like garbage. Because every freaking like most sets in this game look like shit, at least to me, because they're not symmetrical.
You're just not a fan of Greek fashion, Addy.
No, I'm not. I don't like the Greeks.
Pink, does that make you mad?
Just a little bit.
I don't think you understand the value of letting your balls fly in the wind, Daddy.
Fly in the wing.
That too. That's got to be a superpower of someone. They're just too proud to admit it.
It's what Elastic Man does on his days off.
Yeah, that could work. I'm also thinking of like Pink. Do you remember all the mutants that had like really stupid, lame powers? Like my power is I turn blue. That's it.
Right.
Like a mutant whose powers are my testicles transform into wings. It is incredibly painful.
Uh, so yeah, like the thing that I think like it's both a bad thing and a good thing about the DLC is how Darius wears his hidden blade wrong. Because he has it all like you know how any actual person would wear it instead of the stupid anime way that Assassin's Creed has it.
Explain.
So Darius has the blade on the top of his head
Oh yeah.
because that makes sense.
Well, we can't have that. Come on.
So like I like well, like I like how it is to show that he's, you know, the proto assassin. He's what the other assassins aspire to be after a while and shit like that. But and also like it's funny because of this we now know that all of the freaking Hashashin in Masyaf,
We're doing it
they
wrong.
just not that because the freaking like the way they do it is looks cooler, so whatever. The thing is like they amputated their fingers for nothing because even Altair in Revelations, I believe, in one of his like notes or whatever, he even says these blades were designed so they won't cut off your finger.
They still
Like
do that in Brotherhood.
no, they don't.
No, they still do. Do you remember when Ezio's sister gets brought into the Order? She is
No,
initiated.
they branded the finger, but they don't cut it off.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huh. Oh, I read in that scene wrong then. I assumed they cut it away just because they didn't want to show her losing her fucking fingers because it was too gruesome.
No, that's what they did with Ezio as well. They like take like blacksmith's scissors or whatever those are called. I don't know. They heat those up and then they brand the ring finger, I think, or the middle finger. And then that's to show that they're in the Brotherhood because that's the finger that the Hashashin would have cut off.
What? Oh, Altair wasn't missing the fingers?
He was.
Oh, what? Did they did they brand the stubs?
No, in Ezio's time they branded it. In Altair's time
You
they
said
still cut it off.
Altair. You said Altair got
Oh,
branded.
all right. I messed it up then, but yeah. So that the thing is like, they actually told the story of the tradition in a very funny way to me because Darius had his finger because he had it on the top of his hand. Bayek is actually the first person to put it on his underarm, and then his finger is cut off in an accident.
Who?
So that's why Altair had his finger cut off. Because like in the ending of Origins, I actually remember this vividly. In the ending of Origins, one of the person that was like our big help during the story, she's like Bayek is narrating how the Brotherhood formed and shit like that, and she's like, now I'm gonna show my allegiance to you, and she puts her middle finger on the table and then cuts it off, and meanwhile Bayek is throwing his hands up like, no, you idiot, stop.
I'm imagining Bayek going up to stab somebody and he just winds up cutting off his own finger. And this guy who's about to get stabbed just sees this idiot cut off his own finger, then going, "Oh fuck!" It's just like,
So
what is happening?
So how it happens is you have to assassinate this guy in a bath, and instead of actually, you know, just jumping down and killing him because that would make too much sense, instead what Bayek does is he jumps down, starts talking about how the guy is a shithead, and they start struggling. And during the struggling, Bayek's like head gets stuck somewhere under the guy's neck in a fisted position. So he basically has to choose between cutting off his own finger to kill the guy, or not killing the guy.
Oh,
Because I
okay.
think because the guy is drowning him in the bath.
Okay, I see. That's cooler. That's cooler. I was laughing at the idea of him fucking up.
But yeah, that's those are the good parts of the tricky. Like the story. A lot of people dislike the story part of the Legacy of the First Blade. I didn't necessarily do so because I don't know a lot about Darius, so I can't fact check the game on that part.
Oh,
Then
wait. It was supposed. You're saying the actual historical Darius, leader of Persia?
yes,
Oh,
he
I just thought it
he
was
was
some dude named Darius this entire time.
no actual for real Darius was an assassin.
Okay. Him and Winston Churchill, right?
I don't
What's
think
that
they added
name?
him yet, but it would have been cool.
Could you imagine doing
But
the air assassination as Winston Churchill? From the top of, like, Parliament. On to Neville Chamberlain.
so then we had the Ares DLC that sucked really. Wasn't
Okay.
interesting.
Fair
That's
enough.
the one with it, it's just like I don't know. It wasn't interesting at all. Didn't bring anything really interesting to the table.
Well, you say Ares, and I have to assume it's like a dungeon DLC or an arena DLC. You know, a DLC that's
it
just kill animals for more experience.
no, it's a whole storyline
Really?
with Ares. Yeah. Like unless I'm mixing them up. Actually, I think I might be because I think that might be the part of the Atlantis DLC. It probably is because the Atlantis DLC was all about how my life got turned upside down. Well, Cassandra's was really so. Basically, it was all about how the Isu, um, exist. They bring Cassandra back in time so that she can become a god or something like that.
As you do.
Yeah, and so um, most of the Atlantis DLC was shit.
Ha!
And then there were like two missions that were fun because they actually explained where a couple of pieces of Eden came from. Because there's this side mission that you have to do in it where there's this like outlawed tech that you need to steal back so they can heal people faster and shit like that. And then they never tell you outright, but it's the shroud. And the shroud is a piece of Eden that can heal people. And it's also like I think what in canon was used to like heal Jesus, and also was in possession of Steric in Syndicate.
Okay.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed has a lot of stupid ass moments. It's like Assassin's Creed, if it wasn't made by a Western developer, would be an anime.
I when I think of the silliest thing in Assassin's Creed, I always think back to what was that Supreme
Fighting the
Court?
Pope.
Well, yeah, Pope fist fight with the Pope was pretty stupid. But who was that Supreme Court member that was really controversial under Bush Jr.? Pink, do you remember? He passed away like
Who that was controversial in Bush Jr.?
one of the members of the Supreme Court, very conservative, and he passed away like 5 or 6 years ago, and he was only in his like 40s or something, or maybe 50s, and Obama had to replace him. But he was this very big conservative Supreme Court judge, and he was mostly famous for what he did under Bush. I don't remember. Fuck me.
The guy who designed video games, I think, is who we are talking about. So I know somewhat who you're talking about, maybe.
I, the guy who did what?
Who went on the tirade against video games?
No, that's Jack Thompson. He was a lawyer.
Ah,
And
okay.
he nobody in the U.S. took him seriously, and he eventually got disbarred because the courts just got sick of hearing him. it also turned out he was like harassing a ton of people and like broke a lot of legal rules. Oh man, shit! I can't remember that Supreme Court judge's name. Anyways, yeah, there was a very controversial conservative Supreme Court judge, and one of the goofiest moments of Assassin's Creed. I want to say Assassin's Creed 2, but it might have been Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Before the guy passed away, a couple years before, said that he was like a big Templar and like everything. And I like on one hand, I really got to commend the fucking balls of a video game that's saying, "Hey, this politician we don't like, yeah, he's secretly part of the Illuminati, and he's ruining the world." It's like, well, I mean, on one hand, that's stupid. Fuck you. On the other hand, I mean,
I feel like that would have either been like the first game, the fourth game, or one of the like spin-off games, because
no, it
none
was
of the
Tour
main-
Brotherhood. It was part of that the weird like you gotta connect the pictures shit. Like
oh
yeah,
the truth,
the truth. Yes, the truth. Which that was in Brotherhood,
probably
wasn't it?
Brotherhood. Well, no, it was two and Brotherhood.
Antonin Scalia. Antonin Scalia. Fuck, that's his name. Antonin Scalia. Do you guys even
Was it?
remember Antonin Scalia being relevant outside of him dying and Obama having to replace him?
Never heard of him.
No, I can't recall anything he did prior to that.
Because I know for sure he was controversial for like something with the Patriot Act or the War on Terror or something like that.
Hmm.
But anyways, continue.
Yeah, well, it depends. Was it a picture of him or was it like text?
I think it was text. No,
That was probably Brotherhood.
I think it was both. I think it was both. I think there was text saying that he was one of the big modern Templars, but at the same time, there was also like a picture showing him in the Supreme Court, and he looked all sinister or something.
That was probably Brotherhood because Assassin's Creed do freaking out. Do freaking go French.
Assassin's
So
Creed
yeah.
DOS.
Yeah, that's fun. That one's version of the truth only had pictures from what I remember. It did have text, but it was only shit to like what to look for. So it wasn't like, oh, this person did this and that. It was more along the lines of, hey, here's a thing that falls from trees. And then you had to look for the apple. So yeah, I think that was Brotherhood then.
Okay. Question: which one was it that revealed that Hitler, FDR, and Stalin were all Templars and World War II was a Templar conspiracy?
Probably Brotherhood. If it was in the truth, then it was probably it was probably Brotherhood if it was in the truth.
Okay.
Because like the truth was their main way of doing modern day shit that was interesting in those games, and then Assassin's Creed 4 came.
Oh man. Ordinarily, the phrase "modern day shit that's interesting" does not work with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, like the thing is like, as much as I hate Desmond, I'm not sure how the hell I'm not sure freaking how they're doing worse.
Ha. What if? What if? Like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood or one of them, the final mission with Desmond in real life was infiltrate, assassinate George W. Bush Jr. The head of the conspiracy is Pope Francis. You gotta fight the Pope in the past, and then you gotta do it again in the future.
I don't
The head
know.
of the
Like
conspiracy is
fighting-
Britney Spears.
I knew it.
Fighting Pope Francis would be more believable in lore than fighting Bush, because Bush would be like puppets.
Well, Bush
More
would
than
just fucking
anything
shoot
else.
you, honestly.
Well, yeah, but like Bush would with how they do the modern day lore, Bush would probably be along the lines of every other freaking world leader, just be a Templar puppet.
Yeah, that's always the thing when you want to have your cop-out conspiracy stories. Well, they're not really evil. They're just a puppet for someone who is evil.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because the thing is, like, back in those days, yes. Nowadays, they want to make it so the Templars aren't necessarily evil, which is why we don't have Templars anymore. Not sure if you noticed.
Oh man.
Like,
The
they want to
Templars who
make it.
wanted to bring on the end of the world. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, like the thing is, like, they want it to be a story where neither are right, where both assassins and Templars are wrong. But instead of, actually trying to write it so both have good points and shit, and both have bad and good members, why don't we just trash the two freaking parties and then just go back to before they existed? Because
Yeah.
from that point, it doesn't matter how you write a protagonist who is part of the assassins or the enemies who are part of the Templars, because those factions don't exist. They are not reflective of that faction.
Question: Did it leak already? Like what the plan was for the next Assassin's Creed? I forget if it did.
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, yes, Vikings. So
Yes, I was more interested in that one just because I like Viking mythology. But here's the thing: it is also rumored that it will be twice the size of this game. And if that's true, I am not buying the game ever.
well, that's what
Because
people
bloody
want.
hell, fuck people.
They're the worst. They
They're
are.
wrong.
They really are. Like, oh god. Like, okay. So, question: if they handled Vikings, would they be handling medieval Vikings? Or
You cut out.
if they handled Vikings, would they be handling medieval Vikings? Because then they'd
I
have
Yeah.
to handle the Assassins and the Templars again.
No, I think they're handling Vikings like before. Like, I think it was. Actually, I don't know. It may be. I don't remember what they said, which time it was. But there are, like, I saw good arguments as for them doing like ancient Vikings again, or as well, like, not ancient as per ancient times, but ancient as per no knights, because Knights Templar,
Right,
because
yes.
apparently there were Vikings like 900 or something like that, so they might be doing that just to avoid the Templars.
Yeah, I mean, reasonably, you could consider like the Germans and the Gauls that took out Rome to be similar to Vikings, right?
I guess.
Would they have shared the same mythology? Pink, you know this better than I do.
Who share the same mythology?
Would the Gauls and the Germanics, the Gauls and the Goths share the same mythology as the Norse?
They might. That seems pretty interwoven together, but I could be very wrong.
Yeah. Huh. Anyways, Addy, continue.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ragnarok. We don't know much about it because it hasn't been announced yet and stuff like that, but it's pretty much confirmed that it's a Viking game. It's gonna be probably twice the size of Odyssey, because who needs actual, gameplay that's worth a while when you can just slap some trees into the world and just go here 800 hours.
It
And then
goes
also,
it goes back to
yeah,
that thing of casual gamers want content, hardcore gamers want good content.
yeah.
Casuals want quantity, hardcores want quality. Now, of course, the ideal solution is to get both, but who the fuck can pull off both?
The ideal situation is never quite accomplished.
No.
Like, I just wish that if Ubisoft was so freaking, like, strung out on ripping people off, that they would rip off games good. Like, if you're making a shitty ripoff, at least make it a good shitty ripoff.
Well, they are. Everybody said Witcher 3 was good, and they're ripping it off, so.
No, I don't mean rip off good games. I mean, if you're ripping off any game, make it a good version of that game. Like, you can rip off a bad game if you're making it good. then it doesn't matter that you're ripping something off. And that's once again, that's the thing that I had with Odyssey is that it's not bringing anything new to the table, and it's not doing anything that it's bringing to the table good. So there's no winning with it.
Yeah, I definitely see your point there. I mean, it's like also part of the thing of what if
You
you
cut out.
can, if you're building heavily off the works of others, but you still bring enough new stuff to the table, then it's really who cares, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, anytime someone likes to bitch about what, oh, Smash ripoff about another game that's very similar to Smash, like, who cares? As long as it's not directly like, oh, here's fucking Mario, or excuse me, Marin and Luigi. Don't forget the classic character Samus.
This reminds me, I don't know how, but we need to play Don't Never Die. Mario reminded me of it.
You can't play that online, can you?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can, but I'll look into it again.
I
I just
would
wish
have to
I just
imagine you can't.
I just wish that there was a way to acquire Don't Never Die without going to like a shady freaking download site. Then again, it does have Mario in it, so
Well, it's just got straight up Mario. That's part of what cracks me up about it. Like that game is hilarious in so many regards.
yeah. So Pink, there's this video game where there's this Chinese fighting game where you have three different characters who are all Akuma. One of them is Mario, by the way.
All right.
Then
That statement
basically,
makes no sense. He is Akuma and also Mario. Wait, what? What he means is there are three characters with the playstyle of Akuma, and one of them is literally just screen captures of Mario from Mario 64, put into a sprite-based fighting game.
it's not really, well, it kind of sprite based, I guess. It's Mortal Kombat style, but yeah.
Mortal Kombat, but one of the guy's sprites is just fucking screen caps of Mario 64.
Yeah. Also, the thing is, like, not all three of them play like Akuma, but we have Akuma's playstyle in Mario, we have Akuma's name with Goki, and then we have Akuma's looks in one of the guys. So
It cracks me up how many characters in that game are direct ripoffs of other fighting game characters. Like, there's one that is just blatantly Iori. Like, completely obviously, it's just fucking Iori.
one of them is, from what I remember, one of them is a mix of like Ryu and Kyo. that guy's fun. I also like how they got.
Because like Kyo is a fun character with some weird moves, but Kyo is missing fundamentals. So you give him fundamentals from Ryu, and suddenly he's a very different character.
I also like how they have Rev Scarecrow in that game. The superior White Sauce streamer.
Oh god. Oh, you remember like the bikini cowgirl girl chick that could like summon Optimus Prime?
Yes.
Like there's a firm divide between the characters that are actually like this character is actually really fun to play. Like the Iori ripoff is actually handled really well. And then there's just the goofy dumb shit like Mario and Optimus Prime where it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Is this Mugen? Is this illegal Mugen?
Is this Mugen, but they actually wrote their own game?
Yeah, and the fucking wild thing is, every bit of footage I see of Dong Dong Never Die, it actually looks really good.
So here's the thing with Dog Don't Never Die. You can link supers into supers into supers.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
So I saw Max and his friends playing, and what they did is, I don't know who it was, but they were with this preacher guy, the book dude.
Oh yes, he's good. He's good. I like
Yeah.
him.
So what I saw is that he did like a 10-hit combo with a launcher and shit, and then after it he had 5 bars. 5. So he then proceeded to do 5 Shinkyu Hadokens without dropping the enemy.
Oh my god, just juggling Shinku Hadokens.
Yes. And like I don't even mean the shitty like actual Street Fighter version of Shinku Hadoken. I mean Marvel Shinku Hadoken.
Oh, the beam Shinku Hadoken?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, spicy.
Yeah. So, yes, Don't Never Die is fun. uh, anyway, where were we?
Where were we before we were graced by Dong Dong Never Die?
That game was also supposed to have like a sequel, but it got canned.
Understandably so, but what was the world deprived of? The eighth wonder of the world has gone missing.
Nintendo found them before they could finish it.
Well, I guess it would be the 10th wonder of the world after Andre the Giant in China, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ah. Yeah. So, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a mediocre game that is overhyped and is garbage, even worse than Witcher 3. There we go. There's the topic finished.
All right. Settled. All right. You do anything else this week?
Well, I went back to Street Fighter 4 to give it yet another chance, because, yeah, and what I found out is that I don't dislike it.
Really?
Weirdly enough. Yes.
Would you be interested in us giving it another shot, multiplayer with Game Pass?
Possibly. Like, I need to look into it more, and I don't know how to do FADCs, so you know.
I don't know how to do FADCs. Well, I know how to do FADCs. I just can't get them out consistently.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do them because you explained it last time, but we were done with the freaking podcast, and I was like, so wait, what?
Okay. Here, you know how to start a FA, right? In the very first place.
Yeah, focus attack into dash canceling, but I forget. Like, I don't know how to burn meter into the dash. That's my issue.
It is literally just hit 2 and 4 for an FA and immediately dash forward. That's as simple as it is.
What? Okay, I see.
Yeah, I say simple. It's simple when you just talk about it. It's putting it into combo form that's actually complex.
Yeah, like the thing is, I need to learn how to do FADC so I can become good with Akuma in Tekken 7. So
Yeah. It's actually funny. Like, I'm not a big SF4 guy. I'm a bigger fan of like SF3 and SF5. But I actually was just watching SF4 Pro matches earlier today. I think I was watching a highlight compilation of people doing the Raging Demon, actually. And that's an interesting case, because there are a lot of players that have some big tells before they do the Raging Demon. Have you played Evil Ryu yet?
yes, not recently, but yes.
Like, it showed Daigo, every time Daigo does the Raging Demon with Evil Ryu, he always does an overhead kick first. Always, without fail.
Yeah, that's why I try to just make setups. Like the only time that from what I can tell, at least, so you know, I might be wrong. In fact, I'm probably definitely wrong. But I try to make it so when I do the Raging Demon isn't obvious as much as, you know, it's just I'm just trying to use it as a tool. And the thing is, like, there's also two versions of the Raging Demon in the game. Because there's a super version, which is okay. There's also the ultra version, which is the only ultra I use because freaking Street Fighter 3 ultra sucks. Like, you know, it's not a bad move. But the thing is, like, it's not bad damage-wise, but I don't like the move. I don't think it looks good.
Is it the one where he shoots the beam upwards? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I like that one.
Oh, yeah.
That's his SF5 one. The one in SF4 is the, like...
3. I think that's one of the supers in 3 as well. I'm
Yeah,
almost 100% sure I've seen the SF3 Akuma sprite do that move.
It's 2 or 3. I think he does it in the ending to 2, and then he does it in 3 or something like that. But yeah, so like the thing is, probably yeah. So the thing in SF4 is he does a Tatsumaki, and then he basically cuts through with the Tatsumaki. And I think that's just it. I don't like it. I think it looks lame.
That one's not great. No. The best Akuma super that isn't the isn't the Raging Demon will always be the Marvel 3 Fireball spam. That will always be my favorite.
My favorite is actually the Deadly Rave.
Deadly Grave, what's that one?
Not Deadly Rave.
Deadly Rave, what's that one?
Isn't that what Gisa's super is called?
Geese's super is Rising Storm.
Let me see. It might be Rock's version or something.
It might be. No, Rock just has the regular Rising Storm.
I'm looking at it right now to see if I like it is a Geese super, so I was right, but I'm checking what move this is so I'll remember.
Well, every KOF character has multiple supers.
Okay, the Deadly Rave is the beatdown, so no, I was wrong, but
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of KOF supers where it's just reuse all the sprites.
yeah. I don't know, because I like how they stuck with it with Kim and they just turned it into a freaking Shangusatsu. It's the stupidest shit. Like it genuinely is though. Because like if you look at the SF5 Shagakusatsu animation, and then you look at the new freaking SNK mobile game, that game's animation of the Phoenix Flatner, it's like if you freaking like black out the screen and just only make it visible for the hits, it's similar. It's very, very similar.
When did he pick up the Phoenix Flattener? Was that
I
13?
No, definitely not. He has it in 95. He has it he probably has it in freaking 95 even.
Is the Phoenix Flattener his Shingoku Satsu?
Yes.
Oh, so he's had that for a while now. How have I just not noticed?
Because it was a regular or beatdown super before 13. And then
Oh,
that they went full Shagoku Satsu with it.
okay, that 13. That would make sense because 13 is the KOF that went all out on the art budget. So, of course, they would decide maybe we should make some supers that look less sucky.
Yeah. So like I actually I'm pretty sure like that's Kim's default super. Like that's the one he has in every game.
You're
He's
probably
in.
right. Did he not have a dive kick super in one game?
No, I think that was Jaehoon or Donghwan.
You're
One of
probably
them.
right. Yeah, one of his kids did focus more on dive kicks, didn't he?
Donghwan did, so it was probably him.
Yeah, okay. I can't tell you the difference between Kim's kids.
The only reason I remember which one is which is because I like Donghwan because he has red and black keys,
Why?
and then Jaehoon has lightning. Oh no, Jaehoon has fire. Donghwan has lightning.
Okay,
So
yes, that makes sense. Question: They brought back several Garo characters. They brought back Tizok. They brought back the little girl. They brought back
Wolf
Rock.
Terry.
Yeah, they brought back Wolf Terry. How come they haven't brought back Kim's kids? Like,
Kim's not dead yet.
because who's not dead yet?
Kim.
Oh, Kim's dead by the time of Garo?
I don't think so. I'm just saying. It's like I don't know either. I don't know why they didn't bring back Jaehoon and Donghwan.
Because, like, they'd make the perfect teammates for Kim in one of the games.
Yeah.
Like, the only issue I could see is
I
people just complaining
yeah.
that they're too similar, all three of them.
I don't know because Kim like the thing is I don't think they would be pretty similar, but also you have to consider that both of them take like 4 moves overall and the Phoenix Flatner from Kim. So
Oh, they both have the Phoenix Flattener?
I don't remember. I haven't played Garo in a while.
Yeah.
I feel like both of them do, but I can't be sure.
They really need to put it back on Game Pass.
Yeah, but that or we need to buy the new version
That's true.
or the old version. I don't remember which one has multiplayer with both. But yeah,
I have a strong feeling the PS4 version is probably ACA.
yeah, probably. Which means that we could play it with freaking game sharing. It will be the same thing because it's peer to peer anyway.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing with the new SNK ports. It doesn't matter that it multiplayer because it was the same thing. So yeah, anyway, yeah. I've thought about buying the new KOF a couple of times and I never do it because they
Which,
just Yeah,
Which newest KOF?
14.
Well, I have been dead set on getting 14 as soon as the price goes lower than $30. It has not gone lower than $30.
I think it has over here. I think the like legendary edition was $20.
Jesus, with
Like I
all the
don't know, two.
DLC?
Yes. I think that
Jesus.
that I think that one was like 20 like $27 or something like that over here,
I would have
like
picked
three
that up
months
in a
ago, but
heartbeat.
I didn't have money at the time.
Oh. It's
Yeah,
got Rock and Oswald and Vanessa.
oh, I only of those three I only like Rock, so and that's the thing. Like I like Yamazaki because he's Johnny, but then I don't like Yamazaki that much because I don't know how to play him properly aside from Mistfighter, which yeah, I like freaking Terry, but who doesn't like Terry? I like there is a pretty good description of the character, so
Yeah, it's just Terry. Terry's great.
I feel like that I feel like Biken is like Terry for Guilty Gear because who doesn't like Biken?
No, nobody does.
Everybody likes
Nobody dislikes
yeah
Viking.
yeah, but everybody likes Biken because if you dare say that she shows up at your door and beats the shit out of you.
Like, is there a Street Fighter character that doesn't have anyone against them?
I don't think
Bison.
so.
I don't think anybody's really opposed to Bison.
There's always a part of me that dislikes Bison, but that's just freaking like remembering the old NES like Chinese bootleg that I had and hating him immensely because he did nothing but sweeps. Like the Bison sweeps.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Jump. It hits low.
Well, yeah, but from what I remember, freaking it had like a shitload of bootleg.
Whew.
I haven't been able to play that because the thing is, I have the cartridge right behind me. I could play it. I don't have anything to play it on. So I can't actually tell you if the conversion was good or not. But it was probably bad considering that cartridge also has like some freaking randomized goddamn game and also Dragon Ball Shippuden on it. Those were my first fighting games, by the way. SF2, whichever the Chinese copied, and Shippuden, or whichever one was on the SNES.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention Zangief, but I have a strong feeling there's somebody out there who desperately hates command grab characters.
You're talking to him.
Right, but you don't have a problem with Zangief the man himself.
Yeah, that's true. I don't dislike Zangief as a character.
Like, if we're just talking about... I guess if we're just talking about playstyles, like, I don't play Biken that much, honestly. She's a character with good normals, and the specials are just there to accent that.
Well, the thing with Biken is that you're supposed to be always freaking kicking up the tummy and shit like that. Yeah, and I just recently realized how to put that into my playstyle as well. Because the thing is, for the longest time, I thought the tummy was half circle forward and then kick. It's not. It's a Hadoken.
You didn't know it was a Hadoken?
No, and it's also air okay. So yeah,
that's the weird thing about it because she kicks up a floor panel when she's 10 feet in the air. Like, what the fuck?
It's a joke. It's a joke move.
I know it's a joke move, but still.
The thing is like, instead of your normal air Hadokens, it doesn't push you back. It also has a good bit of freaking startup. So you have to like if you're jumping towards your enemy and your enemy is like you can hit your enemy at the end of your jump or something close to that. Then you need to start the tatami at the apex of your jump, or else she will be hit.
Ooh.
And even if you don't, or even if you do, rather, there's still a chance you'll get hit out of it if the other character has a faster normal.
Question: do you know how to Tiger Knee?
Hey, Soon.
Hey, what's up?
Well,
Fighting Game Podcast.
Join the podcast. Hello, Soon.
Oh yeah.
But
I don't.
Do you know how to Tiger Knee inputs?
I don't remember the Tiger Knee input off the top of my head because I never played Zangief freaking Sagat particularly, and think the last time I played it was if I recall it's SF5. So isn't it Shoryuken knee or Shoryuken kick rather? Shoryuken knee, yes. Input knee.
Are you talking about the pile driver Zangief does?
No. We're not talking about any of that.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's the new input that has been put in because there are a lot of people who had serious issues with the old Tiger Knee input. The original SF2 Tiger Knee input was a half circle going from diagonally down and back to diagonally up and forwards. Most people fucked up that input because they would wind up jumping. However,
Boy.
of course, they got rid of that and turned it back to being a Shoryuken input because people hated the old Tiger Knee input. But somebody at some point figured out if you do the Tiger Knee input with other characters, there is basically a way to do a short hop and also immediately throw out your normal as soon as you get up. Even in games like Street Fighter that don't normally feature short hops. So there are some cases, like Baikon's weird little platform thing, where you can use that to instantly get the move out as soon as you jump.
Oh.
Yeah. So you got to do the
Boy.
Tiger Knee input, which is rough for some people. Some people like me just have an easy time with it. And if you do it correctly, then Baikon will just immediately jump into the air while doing that, which should beat out most air normals.
Huh.
Anyways, that's a bit of fighting game nerd talk there.
Yeah. I have been like I spent a lot of time perfecting my Hadouken inputs. Now I'm on stick because well yeah. Stick.
Yeah,
And
you're having an easier time than somebody trying to do it on a smaller stick, that's for certain. Soon, for clarification, because you're probably not aware of this, Addy bought a kind of miniature arcade stick.
Wait, Addy bought a miniature arcade stick?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware. He's been talking about it nonstop for the past, 3 weeks or so.
Oh.
But yeah, so the thing is W, if you had to practice Shoryuken inputs, which game would you use and which character?
That's a... Well, I mean, I would just go back to base with Ryu in probably SF5 or SF3, because those are the best Ryu games.
So here's what I did. I went with the most execution S-hurt games according to Shoryuken input that I could find. And so what I've been doing is I have been doing non-stop just I don't want to freaking spoil the fun. So I have went back to Tekken Tech 2 and I have been playing Heihachi because he has not one, but 4 Shoryuken input moves. One of which is the Windward Fist, and he also has a kick on it. And basically, I have been perfecting my freaking playstyle doing only one string that starts with the Windward Fist and ends with that kick. So now I can get Shoryuken input out 85% of the time when I want it to.
The Electric Wind God input isn't even a Shoryuken input. Because a Shoryu input, you're fine to just go forward, down, forward, but Electric Wind God, you have to go forward, neutral, down, forward. It's an extra motion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more freaking S-hurt about it.
Okay, yeah, I see. Though I do want to mention that there's a thing with the Shoryuken that's not present there. It's something I didn't figure out until a couple months ago myself. Addy, do you know how to do the SRK input while crouching without going to standing?
Not going up for the whole way.
Yeah, so that your character will stay crouching.
Yeah. Oh no. I don't know. Go ahead.
It's you just stay crouching and then down forward, and the game will read that as an SRK input.
Oh yeah, I know that's a specific input for Heihachi Tekken.
Oh well, yeah, that makes sense. But that's
I don't think
really
it's
important to some combos that require you to do a crouching punch instead of a standing punch beforehand. So I thought that was really interesting.
I don't think it's down forward for Heihachi. I think his input is diagonal forward to down diagonal forward.
Yeah, I remember there being a move like that. I can't tell you exactly what.
Oh
that-
no, I'm lying because that's not Heihachi's move. That's Lee's slide.
Didn't Kazuya have a command grab with an input like that?
I don't remember, but I know for a fact that it's Lee's crouching slide.
That would make sense because I've never used Lee's crouching slide before in my life. Anyway, so yeah, you've been putting time into SF4. And
Yes.
I assume the majority of your time has been with Akuma.
Well, I play through. Sometimes I play through with him to see how much I improved because Akuma is like I know the most with Akuma. So if I play through other characters and I improve somewhat, then I expect myself to be able to see the off of Akuma.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yes.
In this case, what character did you improve with that makes you think you can improve with you've improved with Akuma?
Well, I don't think that I improved with characters overall. Like the thing is, when I go through these trials, like so, I don't I don't do it to improve with one character. I do it to improve with all characters. I'm trying to get my my basics out better, basically.
Yeah.
And so it's like I played through with let's see. Well, I did it with Oni because yeah, obviously. It was the weirdest part finding out how his charging slash or whatever you want to call it. You know, the one where he does the demon teleport, but instead of it being a teleport, he just it cuts you with his fists.
No, I don't know that, but I didn't put much time in with Oni.
So there's this move where he starts flying towards you, does a spin in the air, and on the end of the spin, there's like this freaking samurai showdown cut mark, and if the cut mark hits you, then you're hit.
I almost vaguely remember a move like that, but
the bot likes to use it, so yeah.
okay, I almost never went up against Oni as an AI. Truth be told, I didn't play against the AI very much at all in SF4.
I play a lot against the AI in every game because in every fighting game because it's a good way to measure how much the developers gave a shit. Because to me, when a developer truly gives a shit, is when they pose you a challenge that is so hard. Because that's the thing. Like SNK gave a shit usually.
One could say they gave too much of a shit.
Yeah.
Coco Desica,
Yeah.
Coco Desica, Coco Desica.
Like the thing is SNK gave a shit because Kim Spence, but also that a boss being too hard is named after them. So yeah, and I played through SF's or freaking Tekken 7 story, and you go up against Shinakuma. Shinakuma is an SNK boss.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't remember how many tries it took me to beat Shinakuma.
I don't know. I watched JDCR. I think I watched JDCR spend 3 hours beating that boss on the hardest difficulty, which it was the hardest difficulty, but still it was a bit it did make me want to go and learn the game better, seeing how even a person who does real good in tournaments can have a hard time against the AI.
Yeah, you see, that's my point I always have with the AI. I don't like fighting AI in fighting games because it's not like fighting against people.
Yeah, fighting AI is just it reacts way faster than humans can,
And sometimes
it
they'll
can
just
do
choose not to react.
yeah, and it can do moves that human players can't do in some cases.
It's not been as egregious since the Street Fighter 2 days. Of course, Street
Yeah.
Fighter 2 is the worst, with Guile being able to do charge moves without charging.
Right.
I mean,
But I found that with
yeah.
like Street Fighter 4, especially.
Seth?
I mean,
Yep.
Yep, Seth. That's the problem everybody had.
Tekken 7 Akuma can do moves that players can't, but that's because he gets freely refills of his meter, so...
Right. Have you guys heard of that Persona 5 Royale is supposed to be announced soon?
Yeah, and also Scramble. Well, Scramble is like being advertised a lot
Mm.
in
What the
Japan
heck
at
is
least.
Scramble?
I've never heard of Scramble.
It's a Muso
Persona
game.
5 Scramble. Yeah,
Oh, Persona 5 Scramble?
yeah.
What is this supposed to be?
It's a Muso.
It's a Persona 5 Muso game that is developed by Omega Force, and
You
I
said it's a
think
move? Like a PlayStation
Muso.
move game?
No, Muso. Crowdfighter.
Muso.
Dynasty
Crowdfighter.
Warriors. It's Dynasty fucking Warriors. Jesus.
Oh, okay. You could have just said that.
It's a genre of game, not just fun series.
Right, but
Yeah,
for
but
Westerners,
like-
there's only one.
There's only one that I know of. I mean, I guess Kingdom Under Fire.
Yeah, see, Addy's very, very big on a Japanese Muso. Addy's very big on a Japanese Muso franchise called Sengoku Basara. So at this point, I know of more than one. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also made by Capcom. So I'm never getting another one.
well, the fact
But
that they
yeah.
put together a development team means it's happening. Come on.
Ono's supposed to be on it, and Ono hasn't been sent there. Like,
Well, just because it's fucking delayed doesn't mean it's not happening.
Wait, what got delayed? The Persona.
No, Sengoku
No.
Basara. Soon,
Oh.
my God, man.
but yeah, going back to the Persona thing. So yes, it's developed by the same people who made Dynasty Warriors and Warriors Orochi, and we don't know a whole lot about it so far. There's a new thing called Band. That's probably what's replacing the actual Persona thing. Like you can just summon the yokai or something like that. Although I don't know, because the video I watched was in Japanese, because it was the actual Japanese announcement. So I don't understand shit.
A Persona game, you're summoning Persona. Even in Smash,
Yeah.
Joker summons Persona.
Right.
Well, yeah, but like I don't know how they'll do it. Like I don't know if it's gonna be a thing where you can choose, if just yokai spawn on the map with you, or if you can choose which yokai you want to use, and then Joker's moves change with that. I kind of wish it was the latter because that would be cool.
Right.
Addy, you're aware of how many Personas there are in that fucking game, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's a lot. In the series, even.
Well,
Like,
I mean, if
there's
you're
a
in the
bunch
series,
that
we're
don't
talking
carry
a whole
over
other pool of
between.
characters, because there's several demons that have been exclusive to just one entry.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, SMT3, I've played SMT3. There are a lot of demons in that game that are just, oh, goon with two-headed swords, goon with hammer, like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have gone into like the Persona mobile game, but that has like 500 personas.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the Persona 5 compendium wasn't even that big, was it?
No,
I want to say...
although
Persona
to be
5
fair, that does include like their crossover promotions, where like for example they ended up adding Bayonetta, so that does include some that aren't Persona,
Right.
but still 500 is a lot.
Bayonetta is my favorite demon.
Well, hang on. Bayonetta also summons demons herself. Is this like a Russian doll of some? Is this a Russian doll of summoning?
It's a Matryoshka. But yeah,
You get summoned by Doctor Strange as well.
so
And
the
then Doctor Strange gets summoned by
Doctor
the one
Doom.
above all, or Doctor Doom. And then the one above all gets spawned by Stan Lee.
The one above all summons Jack Kirby, obviously. And Jack Kirby summons Steve Ditko, who uses his years of objectivist rage.
But yeah, so we don't know a whole lot about Scramble so far. From what I could tell, there's some gameplay being shown by Atlas, but what we
Right.
know is that the band is there. They're gonna probably have the new characters that are gonna be added in Royal into it, because it's supposed to be like I think it's a separate story set after after Persona 5.
Like Arena.
Right.
Yeah, and then freaking like I think the newest biggest thing that they announced that Sendai is gonna be. What was that? I just heard die. Anyway, but yeah,
That
So-
is definitely soon.
That was just my thumb hitting the speaker on accident.
Yeah, on our end, all we heard was someone yelling "die" into the mic. I assumed you were like playing Smite or something and didn't tell us.
But yeah, so the biggest newest reveal was that they're gonna have Sendai in the game, and so they had a whole thing about that Masamune because that's the only thing Sendai is known for, I guess.
What the fuck is Sendai?
What's Sendai?
Sendai is a city next to Tokyo that was established by Date Masamune. I don't know when exactly because I'm not that much of a history nerd yet. I don't have it here written in my brain yet.
Sometime
yeah.
in the 1500s.
Yeah, and yeah, that's about it. It's just a city next to Tokyo.
So they're
Okay.
actually going to go out of Tokyo. That's crazy.
Yes,
Wow.
I think they also showed off freaking Sotenbori.
Was Sotenbori in Persona 5?
No, they used the Yakuza assets.
Oh!
they changed the Yakuza assets somewhat, but it was pretty much the same layout and assets as Yakuza.
See, I like that.
Yeah, no, I like it. I'm not complaining. I like it.
I've been saying
No,
that video
no.
games need to have more asset reuse for a while now.
Right.
What we need now is Kiryu.
Yeah.
No, Majima.
No.
Majima.
Bring back the costumes from Dancing All Night.
I want actual Majima to be in the game because he would fit.
I don't know.
He'd
There's
fit.
something I love about the stupidity of On being the Majima equivalent of their team. Like, yes, clearly On, the psychopath of the Persona 5 team. You remember that time On beat a guy to death with a baseball bat? I know I do.
Freaking. But then on needs to Joker-chan.
Yeah. Oh, who was Morgana? Was Morgana the kid?
Well, now
Morgana?
yes. No, but
That
it
was
wasn't
the
the kid.
cat.
Yeah, the cat.
No. I remember that Morgana was the cat in Persona 5, but I mean, who was she equivalent to? Who was she equivalent to off the Yakuza cast?
Oh,
I don't know who he's freaking equivalent
I know
to.
nothing about Yakuza.
Right. I just remember they brought in those stupid crossover costumes, and On was Majima, and it just befuddled me. Because Majima, like, you don't know about Yakuza, but soon you're aware of who Majima is.
Nope.
The eye patch psychopath with a
Nope.
baseball bat, bare chested.
I don't know, but the one picture I have found of Mona is in Sonic.
Oh God, I forgot about that. I like the idea
Also-
that Morgana, when she goes out to dance, goes out in
It's a
Sonic
he,
cosplay.
I think.
Morgana
What?
is a he.
Then why is she?
Yeah.
Then why is she named Morgana?
It's in the story. They ask
Yeah,
Morgana
they ask
if it's a he or a she, and he goes, "Obviously, I'm a boy."
Yeah.
With a girl's name and a girl's voice.
Yes, I think
And
the
no
only
distinguishing sexual characteristics.
Yep.
yeah. I don't know, dude. Freaking like, oh, Mona didn't get a Yakuza costume. Mona was Sonic from Yakuza.
I mean,
the
Morgana
iconic
was
Yakuza
obviously
character.
into women, and in Japan they don't have the idea of like you can be
Homosexual.
gay. Or well, I mean, there was obviously like
There's so much
There's no-
etchy, dude.
there's no
There's so
positive
much
gay-
etchy, dude.
there's no
They
positive
have-
gay characters in
Quick,
Japan.
everybody, send all of your yaoi porn to soon.
Yeah, yaoi and etchy.
Is that the one for
Etchy is lesbian.
porn? Okay.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. All right.
Why is freaking Haruka or not Haruka freaking yes? Why is Haruka in this Persona dancing game? No, but freaking. Why is what's her face the boss's kid? Why is she dressed up like the old man from Yakuza?
What, Haru? I mean,
Haru?
Is she Haru?
Yeah, Haru.
Put up
Haru.
a timestamp.
The curly hair brunette.
It was
No.
kind of blondish, kind of dirty blonde.
Curly
No,
hair,
the redhead.
redhead.
Holy
up a
fuck, we
timestamp.
can't agree about this.
Go.
You mean the
Who's the
character on the
redhead?
far right?
No, the character in the middle.
Futaba.
Yeah, Futaba. I forgot
Oh,
her name.
Futaba, that's right.
I guess Futaba's associated as the old man because she's not a fighter.
Yeah,
I guess.
she doesn't fight.
I why? Okay. Why is Yosuke freaking? I want to call him Akira, but I forget. I was playing Yakuza 4, and I don't know the freaking protagonist's name.
Yosuke got stuck with the He got stuck with the fucking leftovers here.
Yeah, poor Yosuke. He was the best.
I love that Makoto is the big beefy guy that Majima's friends with,
Yeah,
and she even still has the body language.
I
Who
mean,
is Haru
it fits.
supposed to be dressed as?
Haruka,
Kiryu's kid,
I think.
Kiryu's daughter.
Yeah, Haruka. She is Haruka.
Pretty much only because they share the same name, really.
There was also this, and I don't know what these costumes exist. So, put up another timestamp.
Okay. Oh man, my chair is aging poorly. I'm starting to feel the wood panel on my ass.
That sounds
Oh.
comfortable.
I'm sitting on basically wood. I'm also in an office chair, so you know.
I am also in an office chair. What are you
Like,
talking about?
I feel like this thing is like 7 years old now, but yeah.
See, now
There
that's
was
just
also-
cool. Well,
That's cool.
it is kind of lame that fucking Akihiko and Junpei just have no musculature whatsoever. Also, God, do not remind me that Fuka existed at some point.
I don't know who half of these people are.
Yeah, you
I
didn't play
don't know
Persona
who
3.
any of these people are.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
never was able to finish Persona 3, so I don't know most of them.
Oh wait, this is freaking right. I didn't see that it was Persona 3. That
Persona
makes
3.
Yeah, we're in this strange point. So I've finished all three of the what we would consider mainline Persona games. Me and Soon has finished Persona 4 and Persona 5. Addy has only finished Persona 5.
I
Hank
want to
has
buy
not
Persona
finished
3
any
though.
of them.
Yeah. I actually do want to buy 3 though. So yeah.
I did play some of 3.
Yeah, you got like just through the first dungeon. Persona
Yeah.
Persona 4 is the best one. Which Soon is going to disagree with me on, but I think Persona
I
4 is the
disagree.
best.
Persona 5 is better.
Like, Persona 5, I like Persona 5's story well enough. I don't like it as much as 4, but like 5's gameplay to me is just so unappealing.
I like five's like graphic design. I like it. Obviously, I like the freaking like pop art freaking
The
comic
game with
book
the
black
fucking
and
red
red.
and black color scheme, you mean?
What was the problem with the gameplay that you had?
Oh, so grindy, so many dungeons. I hate
Okay,
dungeons
that's
in most games.
true. That's true.
Like the fucking mementos just kept going and going, and the final dungeons.
Yeah.
Shido's cruise ship just kept going and going and going.
That's fair.
Yes, yeah, true. But so the thing is, like, as much as I like freaking, they never see it coming and shit like that. Like, as much as I like the jazzy soundtrack of 5, I feel like I like 3's soundtrack better.
Really, the kind of rock / hip hop kind of thing it had going on.
Yes, I am a mid 2000s kid.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 is,
Dude,
just, 4 is just kind of straight J-rock, which is what I'm bigger on, so that's...
Dude, I was listening to freaking Gilgamesh before this recording.
Oh shit, which one is Gilgamesh? I can't remember Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh. That's how, like, I call them Gilgamesh because that's what their name is, but it's actually a stylized. They're called Gilgamesh.
Oh, they're a band. Oh, I thought that was a
Yes.
Persona song.
No.
Okay, I was confused for a little bit. Like, I don't remember that one.
For the past like month or so, I've been listening to more and more freaking J-rock and shit. I don't know why. Like, a lot of it is garbage, but I like it.
Yeah, a lot of generic guitars. But, like, it's just that the guys in charge of the Persona soundtracks know what songs work best for fights and, like, fitting
Right.
dramatically.
Yeah.
Like, Persona 4 has probably my favorite final boss fight theme of all time. Just
When do you guys think Persona 6 is going to come out?
2035.
2035.
Yeah.
Right? Are you serious?
Well, Persona 5 was a massive success in the West,
Right.
but at the same time, like Persona 3 and Persona 4 only came out 2 years apart. Persona 4 and Persona 5 came out like 7 years apart.
Yeah. How long has Persona 5 even been out? It's been out for like 6 years, right?
No, absolutely not.
Definitely not.
4 years.
I thought it came out at the end of the PlayStation 3 cycle.
No, hang on. Persona
No,
Persona 5 came
Japanese.
out when I was in my senior year of high school. That would have been 2016.
The thing is soon. Japanese developers have this thing about supporting the PS3
So
even though
3
it's really
years.
dead.
I did not hear anything of what either of you said. Kassoon was fucking with his mic, and that caused the audio
It's
to
6
get
years,
fucked up.
he said.
I know
3 years.
Or 3 years later, yeah, in 2016. That's what he said.
Yeah, I said 2016, and nobody listened.
But
And it's been out since 2015 in Japan.
yeah,
It took them a fucking year to translate it, because that's how much dialogue Persona has.
so soon, what you need to remember with shit like Persona is that Japanese developers really love supporting the PS3 for some reason. It probably still has a lot of share in Japan or something, because
Right.
freaking like Persona came out in 2016, still has a PS3 port. Sengoku Basara Yukidan came out in 2016, also still has a PS3 port. So yeah,
I mean, when was the last game for PS2 developed?
2014.
Like 2014.
Like,
It was
Jesus
some
Christ.
sports title. It was like
It was FIFA. It was FIFA.
FIFA.
Yeah, FIFA.
Of course it was FIFA.
Like I think it was like breaking news. EA announces FIFA no longer FIFA 15 will not. Well, no, FIFA 16 will not come to PS2.
You admittedly, that one's got one of the best justifications. That being, soccer is very big in South American countries where the PS2
Yeah.
is still very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Are we still on what Addie's been doing for this past week?
I guess so. Let's move on.
Soon, what you been up to this past week, man?
I just recently got a couple games.
Those
I
beans?
got Age of Wonders Planetfall.
Okay.
It's on Game Pass.
It's not on PC Game Pass.
All right. The console version is on Game Pass though.
Yeah, I know. But that one, the UI is really, really busy. Of course, I knew that. It's Age of Wonders, so it'll take a bit of getting used to, but the battles seem really cool. I also got Expeditions Viking.
Okay, hang on. Let's go back to Age of Wonders.
Right.
So, I've never even seen an Age of Wonders game before. Are they an RTS?
No. They're a 4X.
A 4X. So, like, more like Civ,
Civ.
then.
Yes, like Civ.
Okay.
But they also have, like, tactical battles.
So, then Total War?
Not Total War. It's turn-based tactical battles. More like XCOM.
So, Civ, and then when you get into battles, it's XCOM.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
And each faction is very unique from one another.
Is that the one where you can pick between, like, orcs and humans and elves and what have you?
Age of Wonders 3 is what you're thinking of.
Okay, Planetfall then... Oh, so
Planetfall is the sci-fi one.
they changed
It's
genres.
more like Warhammer 40k. What's up?
They changed genres.
Yeah, they changed genres.
Interesting.
And the races in this one are like fairly typical sci-fi game races. Like they have an Amazon race, which is just all women.
Okay.
They have the bug race that's in every sci-fi game for some reason. They have a future dwarf race.
Yeah?
And then they have a couple of human races that are... One is like economic spy.
We don't need to like a
focused.
complete description of all the races.
Right. Yeah. Another is just the Imperium of Man.
Okay. So, how much time have you put in with it?
I basically just fought one battle so far. I've been more
you
focused on my other game that I got.
okay, Viking, right? Which I've also never heard of in my life.
Yeah. Expeditions Viking is it's another classic RPG.
Now, when you say classic RPG, I assume you mean a new RPG developed in the style
A new
of classic
RPG
RPG.
in the style of classic RPGs. It's basically Baldur's Gate in terms of how the RPG mechanics work. Except I would say that the RPG mechanics are even better than Baldur's Gate because your choices matter a lot in this game.
Okay.
And you also get a lot of companions. Like I think there's like 20 companions or something. The gameplay is more like Divinity.
Okay. Question.
Yeah.
How much like it's? I assume it's fantasy, right? So it's Viking fantasy.
No, not fantasy.
So it tries to be realistic.
It's historical.
A historical classical RPG.
Yes.
That's peculiar. That is very, very strange.
Yeah, it's very, very unique, which is why I bought it.
I've not heard of anything like that. Like, obviously I've heard of Kingdom Come, which is its own
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
But like I can understand it a bit more there. But a classically styled RPG without fantasy.
Yep.
Huh.
It's honestly pretty good. I mean, there's religion, obviously, with like Norse mythology, but not like there's no representation of actual myth. It's just important to the storyline, the fact that you believe in the gods.
Okay. Huh.
It's very, very unique.
Okay, I haven't heard anything about it prior. That's interesting to hear.
I would recommend it based on what I've played.
I'm not much into RPGs anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Other than that, not really. I mean, we played the Civ game, but that's about it as far as gaming goes. I mean, I also had like Thanksgiving, obviously,
Yeah.
which I went over to my girlfriend's best friend's house, and that was fun.
Because you live in Boston away from your family and it's sad.
Yep. Live away from my family.
Oh. Alright. Pink, are you awake?
Yeah.
Also, I
Yep.
should probably get headed out because my phone's about to die. My girlfriend wants to talk to her family, so bye.
Alright, like,
All right, bye.
Boy, that's the fastest podcast appearance we've ever had.
Yep. So Pink, now that we are done talking about shit you don't care about.
Now
If you-
we
if you
move on
haven't-
to the important stuff. All the stuff
Yeah.
that I did this week.
If you haven't stuffed your stuff in the neck yet.
So, this week I actually watched. I think the only notable things I did were I watched a lot of TV.
What kinds of TV?
So I started watching Great News. It's on Netflix.
What the hell is
Uh,
that?
I will do my best to describe it. I don't know if I could though. It's basically this show about a cast of people who work on a news station.
Okay.
That's frankly all I can really say because the rest of it is just crazy bonkers.
Okay. I think I have actually heard of this show a couple times now. So, what's the cast on it?
I don't know. I'll have to Google that up real quick.
Ah, shit, I forgot I was asking Pink. Pink doesn't fucking know actors.
Nope, not at all.
But
IMDb.
was this the show that had Olivia Munn?
No, I don't think so. I probably wouldn't have watched it if it did.
I was about to say, I don't think you'd praise a show that features Olivia Munn.
Continue to say, I don't want your stupid app. Alright. And we've got Briga Heelan, Andrea Martin, Adam Campbell, Nicole Richie, Horatio Sanz, John Michael Higgins.
Ooh, Michael Higgins is good.
Yeah, he's always good. Tracy Wig.
So it's actually really not very big stars. Pink, if you're talking right now, by the way, we can't hear you. Pink? Yep, there he goes. Okay.
I'm back.
All right. Welcome back.
Hello.
So, yeah, it sounds like it's not very big stars, actually.
No, it's like outside of John Michael Higgins, I had never heard of anyone else on that cast.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. I might have heard of Horatio Sanz at some point, but I've forgotten who he is. But what would you say is the show's strong point that makes it good?
The comedy. It's hilarious.
Okay, do you recognize any of the production companies involved here? Because it feels
Nope.
it feels like every modern comedy show that comes out is from the same guys that made The Office and Parks and Rec. You know?
Right.
And I'm curious
Let me
if it's another
check
one
real
of
quick
their
since I'm
work.
already here. Creator is Tracy Wigfield. I don't know what channel it originally aired on.
Huh. Alright then. What kind of comedic style would you use to describe it? Pink?
I don't think I've got a firm enough handle on comedy to really describe what kinds there are.
Okay. Does it try to stay realistic, or does it does it go off into the zany sometimes?
It's mostly realistic. There are some moments where it does get a bit zany, but mostly realistic.
Okay. Are the characters mostly bad people or mostly good people?
I would, as of now, say mostly good. It's like, it's kind of a 50-50 split. You've got some people that are mostly good, and then you've got, like, maybe two people, I would say, that present the mostly bad side of it.
Does it seem like it tries to make statements or commentary on the way news is handled now in the real world?
There's a little bit of that. I haven't felt like it's ever been too heavy-handed with any of the messages it's sending, though.
So it's not like a particular big case of satire.
Right, there's not really satire.
Is there much slapstick?
No. I would, as of now, all the episodes I've watched, I would say no. I haven't really noticed any slapstick.
So it's mostly a work comedy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there is a word for that, like work com or something to go with sitcom or dom-com, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Did you do anything else? Did you watch anything else? Excuse me.
On Thanksgiving, we all gathered around the television, watched a Christmas movie. It was Die Hard. So, kiss my ass to all the people who say Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie.
I have never
Mike
watched.
Mike is yelling in the background.
I have never watched Die Hard, so I have no comment.
Yeah, we need her.
Yeah, and final thing I watched, I finally started season 3 of The Good Place.
Ooh, okay. So, are you like me and shocked that they actually stuck with it?
Yeah.
Because that seemed like something that was not going to last.
Yeah, because it seemed like it was all wrapping up at the end of the second season. Because I didn't think they would go much further than that. I thought they'd do like maybe one episode dedicated to that and then pull it back again. But it's going.
Oh yeah, it keeps going.
Yeah.
And exactly how many episodes in do you think you got? Did you?
I think I'm 3 episodes in. I need to rewatch the third one though because I was multitasking with my family and probably missed a lot of it.
Okay, have you heard of Donkey Doug yet?
Yes.
Have you gotten to the Donkey Doug episode yet?
Not yet.
Okay, because there's an episode distinctly focused around Donkey Doug. And that is the episode in the series that turned me around on Jason. Because before that, I definitely would have called Jason the weakest link in the cast.
Right.
Season 3 handles a lot of the storylines with those characters really wonderfully in a way that makes me question how Season 4 is going to handle things. Cause I've not heard anything about Season 4 yet, and I've been going out my way not to.
Right.
But
The only thing I've heard about it is that it's really good, so,
business as
you
usual.
know, we have hope.
Business as usual, then.
Yeah.
But season three feels like it ties up a lot of big plot lines for there to still be another season left, which is part of what makes season 3 odd to me. And I don't know how many of those episodes you've seen that tie up the big plot lines like that.
Right.
Season 3 does have one of my favorite goofy bits in the entire series. Have you got to the one yet where Chidi and everyone find out about the purpose of the studies?
No.
Oh, that's really good. That's a really good one. All right. I want to say, for you to have only gotten, like, just the pieces of episode 3, the study is still ongoing, right? And still dealing with some of that.
Yeah.
I assume what you're watching now is when they bring back Adam Scott as the demon that's trying to corrupt them.
Yes.
Yes. Was that the episode that you missed big parts of?
Yeah. That one, I think I missed multiple parts in, and the final thing I saw was that. Why is this Michael and help me out here. What's her name?
Jenna? No.
Janet. Michael and
yeah.
Janet escaped back to Earth. Adam Scott was sent flying, and that's where it ended for me.
Right, yes, okay. I would say the episode with him is kind of the weakest of the season, but that's personally just because that character kind of bugged me. He seemed kind of out of place and one-dimensional compared to everybody else.
I thought his first appearance was much better than the second one, because the second one, his act is kind of worn out and tired, and there's not much to it.
Yeah, there's a recurring problem with Adam Scott as an actor, is that Adam Scott is really good at playing very nice people that are good people, but you can clearly see that what he wants to play is complete and utter douchebags and assholes. And if you see him in Good Place, or you see him in, I believe, Step Brothers, right? The one with John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell playing Step Brothers?
Yeah.
He plays the same character there, and he also does a shit job there. But he did a really good job in Parks and Recreation, where he plays a complete nice guy. And I'm going to go get that dog to stop assaulting the cat, if you'll excuse me. Talk about something with, I don't know.
Ninjas.
Talk about something.
We'll talk about something. Was there anything else I did this week? I haven't really done anything else because I had a week from hell. My only day off was Thanksgiving. I did survive Black Friday, so that was cool. Addy, do they have anything like Black Friday over there?
Yes, it's seeped in. Well, it's not a whole thing of survival here. You don't get trampled to death, but in the past 3-4 years, I want to say, more and more stores started bringing Black Friday over,
right?
But completely missing the point at the same time. Because instead of actually starting your shit on Black Friday, why not start your sales on the Monday before Black Friday.
Mm-hmm. I
So-
feel like there's a lot of similarities there here, because there are a lot of sales that will start like the week before Black Friday. It's just that on Black Friday you expect to sell stuff because that's people will be going shopping on Black Friday expecting to buy stuff. So it doesn't matter if it was already on sale a week ago. It's just that they know it's on sale now, and they may not have known that it was on sale previously, but it doesn't matter to them because they're there to shop. They're there to get gifts. Though there are other obvious big ticket items that won't go on sale like a week before that will only have that Black Friday sale.
Yeah. And so like they do Black Friday over here, but it's mostly like web shops that do it because, well, I don't know, because
Not Cyber Monday?
no, Cyber Monday doesn't exist over here. it like Cyber Monday is the like deal day, the first Monday after Black Friday, right?
I think so.
Yeah, no, there's no Cyber Monday here. It's only Black Friday. But like there's only it's like at first it was only the web shops, and then now it's starting to be adopted by the big like chains as well, but it's not implemented yet completely. It's only shit like freaking MediaMarkt and shit like that.
Have people started killing each other over televisions yet?
No, not yet.
Well, then you really haven't accepted Black Friday into your hearts yet. Why anyone would choose to willingly go to Black Friday when they don't have to work on that day is beyond me.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we call it like? When you think about it, it really sounds like a negative holiday, doesn't it? Black Friday. It sounds like the day you have funerals on. Anyways, yeah, back to the good place. So, yeah, Adam Scott's character, I think, is one of the weakest parts, and is definitely the weakest part of the third season. But they kind of needed to do it to demonstrate, like, Michael taking the risks too far.
Mm-hmm.
So, I get why it's there. It's just that's a bit character that was so annoying. And not annoying in a fun way, you know?
Right.
Eh. Anyways, anything else this week?
I don't think so. No. Have you ever seen Gravity Falls?
I've always kind of wanted to, but I've not got around to it. It's the kids show that later turns out to be about Lovecraftian horrors, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I didn't see the later seasons, but I did see most of it.
Yeah, I saw like maybe the first couple dozen episodes, but I probably never saw the second season. I don't know if there was a quality drop off or if I just got busy and never got back around to it.
To my understanding, the quality picks up because like they start fighting God basically.
Yeah, when they introduced the freaking Illuminati, that's when I stopped watching. But it's not because of the show, but it was because I stopped watching television altogether. So
yeah. Oh man, have any of you guys ever seen the clip of what the little horror triangle does to that guy's face?
no.
Oh,
I'm not.
Just in case Pink continues to watch Gravity Falls, I'm not going to spoil it.
But yeah, Pink, Gravity Falls.
Yeah, I was watching some of that earlier this week. Very good show. Very high quality. I really enjoyed it when I first saw it way back when, and it's still good now.
All right.
Didn't freaking
So if you have Disney Plus, I definitely recommend checking it out.
Oh shit, I do have Disney Plus. Fuck, I haven't been watching that. I wasn't aware.
Didn't
My
Mrs.
family
Sarah
has
write-
it, and I've been wanting to watch The Mandalorian, but I've never found the time to get around to it.
Addy, what were you saying?
Didn't freaking Neil Cicero write the like freaking outro team for the Gravity Falls?
What's the guy's name?
Neil Cicero, the guy who made the freaking Smash Mouth albums.
He might have. I don't know. I've not watched a Gravity Falls episode.
Freaking, because I know, like I remember him uploading a demo that he did for them, but I don't know if he wrote the final version.
He might have. I don't know. That'd be something very easy to look up. But anyway,
I'll check it.
Anyways, Addy. soon. Fuck. Pink.
Somebody.
Alex,
Oh God. Ow.
Donkey.
Ow, 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 ow. I accidentally tugged on my earbuds.
Yeah, Pink.
Cords were invented by the devil.
Yeah, I think that's all I did this week.
You didn't play anything? Well, I assume you put in a little time with Siege and Civ 6.
Yeah,
Oh,
Siege
oh,
6
no.
and
There's
2K.
something we need to talk about with Civ 6.
Oh yes, I did try that exploit on Thanksgiving. I want to say as I was sitting around the living room, I was Saladin, so I spawned near a desert. So I plopped my little civilization down next to an oasis. Actually, 2 oases because I actually got a very decent amount of population in that city. And I spammed the Desert Miracles exploit. Not the actual.
The
The Pantheon exploit, I picked the Desert Miracles that would give you like +2 gold per desert tile. So I was like swimming gold, but couldn't really do much else because I had no production.
Oh God, so you're playing Mansa Musa.
Yeah, that was basically it.
So I'm gonna
Right.
I'm gonna explain this for Addy. So
Just to button real quick. I checked. Neil Strega didn't write the music.
oh, disappoint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, this guy, Potato McWhiskey, he's got a very cool Civ 6 YouTube channel. Check it. But he's found this interesting exploit bug with Civ 6. So, Addy, once you develop a certain amount of religious faith, you get a pantheon before you can get a religion, right?
Yeah.
And you can pick from a variety of beliefs for your pantheon. And you get to pick one, and each one provides a bonus like plus 15% production towards wonders. Plus
What
one,
does Miss Murder do?
yeah, plus 1 point towards great scientists. Plus 1 faith from each desert you own. So, Potato McWhiskey figured out that the game has 2 ticks. One to register you having picked up the Pantheon, and 1 tick for having registered you close the Pantheon menu, therefore you have finished selecting your Pantheon, or something along those lines. And what he figured out was, when you pick your Pantheon, you simultaneously press down both the left click and the escape keys. The game will bug out and give you the Pantheon, but send you back to the Pantheon menu to pick another Pantheon. Now, you can't take all the Pantheons. If you pick another Pantheon, it will just give you that Pantheon instead of the one you originally picked. But if you pick the same Pantheon you've already picked, it stacks.
That's gonna be freaking patched out like 2 weeks from now.
I don't know, because they haven't patched it since September, and a lot of people think they won't patch it at all because they're working on a new expansion pack.
Oh. They're gonna patch it with the expansion.
The expansion pack probably won't come out until February of next year. So you can basically, some of them are just the most ridiculous shit. Like one is get +1 production from each fishing boat. Yeah, just do that and get 30 production from each fishing boat. You should not be getting 30 production from fucking anything. Ever. That is like one city's entire worth of production. Get plus 30 points towards great scientists. You will just claim all of them. You will have Albert fucking Einstein in the medieval era. People are honest to God using this exploit to get science victories at turn 100. That's like the end of the classical era, beginning of the medieval era. And they get a fucking space program set up.
I mean, hey, Alexander conquered most of the known world. He will also now conquer the space.
The rest of the known galaxy.
Yeah.
So soon, I didn't mention it to you. What we're talking about right now, what we found out soon is that the Pantheon exploit in Civ 6 that I mentioned at one point during our playthrough, and I did try to exploit and failed, was... Soon, can you even hear me? I'll take that as a no. So, yeah, Soon just suddenly came back in and is both muted and deafened himself, inexplicably, but okay. Oh, and there he goes. So, this is like, even the trash pantheons can be crazy with this. If you have a pasture, you can take that one that gives you all the culture, and it's just like, oh, well, I am now generating 600 culture from this city. I get all the civics. Civ 6
What's
is
going
now,
on?
we're talking about the Pantheon exploit bug.
Ah.
So, I told you guys about how you can use it to get infinite settlers and builders on turn 1, right?
Yep.
Or not turn 1,
And
but
now
soon.
that counts for every Pantheon?
Every Pantheon. All of them. Fucking fishing boat factories. All great scientists. Yours. Every ancient and classical era wonder. Yours. Every ancient and classical era military unit. One turn production. Like, holy shit. Like, I don't, like, this has to be at least hot fixed, right?
Does it have to be?
I mean,
I
okay,
mean, if they want multiplayer to even exist.
like, I'll openly admit, I definitely want to at some point in the next week when I have time. I'll definitely use that to exploit to get the deity win, so. Because there's no other fucking way I'm getting that. But, like, it just, I don't want to play public multiplayer ever in this fucking game. But if I did, I wouldn't want to anymore.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, imagine Alexander with this shit. Oh, just one turn companion cavalry. Oh, joy. Like, what? At least there's the horse limit, but what the fuck? Oh, man. What? Like, oh, God, the Greeks, the Hoplites, the fucking Hoplites. They don't have a resource requirement.
Yep.
Oh, the fucking Scythians. Oh, no, they're bad enough already. Like, there's just a sea of horses. We were too scared of global warming. How could we... We were too focused to fear the water. We did not think about the tide of horses. Like, all the possibilities are endless for stupid exploits here now. That's the problem. Like, oh god. I'm struggling to think of what could be the potential dumbest one here. Oh man. Fucking Pericles with his plus 5% culture from each city-state that he's suzerain of. That's a percentage basis. Get him the open pastures thing. God of open pastures. And it's just over. Instant tourism win. Oh, hey guys, it's turn 50 and I have rock bands. Get fucked. Jesus H. Christ. Like, this isn't even one of those cases like Street Fighter 2 combos, right?
What happens if you do the fertility rites? It increases city growth rate by 10%, right?
That is the one I did, and my city. Here's the thing: city growth rate does not necessarily mean your city is just constantly expanding. It just it just means how fast it is expanding when you've got enough food.
Right.
It's the one I wound up accidentally getting because I screwed up the timing when I was trying to spam builders.
Right.
And all it means is that if my cities have enough food, they'll go from 6 pop to 7 pop in the space of 5 turns instead of 40, you know?
Okay.
So it's okay, but it's not that strong.
Right.
There are definitely more ridiculous ones. Like, it'd really suck if you get stuck with religious settlements. Oh no, my borders are expanding faster. Ugh. Like, can you think of an occasion where a bug has so grossly fucked up the game structure and not in a way that people could plan around and build a new meta around? Because, like, there are occasions where something was fucked up in balancing, but it just wound up building a new meta. You can't build a meta around this. The first person to get Divine Spark just all great scientists belong.
Launches himself to space.
Assuming that the first person to get God of the Forge doesn't fucking wipe him off the face of the earth first.
Or the person who gets all of the faith bonuses doesn't just.
Oh God, instant religious win. Apostles everywhere.
Instant religious win.
Like, that one's strong enough if you're already playing as Molly or Saladin, who spawns next to the deserts.
Can you get, like, multiple of them?
You can only stack one Pantheon at a time.
Okay.
Because otherwise that'd be dumb.
Play Mansa Musa, get the desert folklore, plus 1 faith from adjacent desert tiles, and just stack that.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God, especially if he levels up Moksha.
Or even worse, Peter. Holy Site districts get plus 1 faith from adjacent tundra tiles.
Oh, God, as if the Lavra needed buffing. Jesus. Peter with Divine Spark. All great riders are gone. Just gone, instantly. Where the fuck did they go? All of them went to Russia. It is the year 2000 BC. Why the fuck is Mark Twain here? Oh my God! Like
that's pretty bad.
It is genuinely like I'm considering, like, after this campaign finishes, we should have a campaign that is built around, all right, let's all use the Pantheon exploit and see who can win with the stupidest exploit. But after that, we have to set up a household rule of, for the love of God, no Pantheon exploit, please.
Yeah.
Right.
Which one of us is going to, or are we going to continue the one that we were doing Wednesday?
I mean, it's not nearly as aimless as the last one.
Yeah.
I expect that sooner rather than later, either I'll pick up a diplomatic victory or you'll take a science victory, maybe.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going for, science victory.
Like, I think the science victory is the most likely one to happen because it's the only victory type that does not other people cannot actively oppose. Let me change it. Like, in order to get a tourism win, that requires one of us to be slacking on culture, which I have, but Pink has not, so you can't take a tourism win. In order to take a domination win, somebody has to be slacking in military. None of us really have, particularly Pink, now that he's at war with a Manator.
Well, I have.
Right, but me and Pink are not going to invade you.
I mean, with the amount of production I have, I could just create an army in, 2 turns.
Right, me and Pink both have stocked up on gold and faith, so we can just print an army instantly.
Right.
Because I'm going to assume you got the Grandmaster's Chapel, right, Pink?
No, that's probably on soon.
Yeah, I got that.
I also got the Grandmaster's Chapel. The Grandmaster's Chapel is a government building, not a wonder.
Yeah, the government buildings are actually really good. I didn't realize this whole time.
Oh yeah, it's got to be one of your chief priorities. Like, getting the Ancestral Hall really helps for making a big empire.
Yeah.
And the Warlord's Throne thing is probably pretty good for domination plays. I've just not played a domination play where I bothered to build a government plaza. You know, Pink actually might be one of the few people who won't go with the Grandmaster's Chapel. Pink might go with the spy one. Diplomatic.
The intelligence agency. Yep.
Yes. Yep, because you're the only person who plays a lot focused on spies, despite the fact you don't play Catherine.
I did play a game as Catherine once. It was glorious.
You got one extra spy. It was fantastic. There is no one else in that game with an espionage focus, is there?
Nope.
Whew.
Just Catherine.
Oh, man.
I feel like at least England or Scotland should have, right?
Scotland, maybe.
Scotland, yeah.
I mean, they could definitely introduce an American leader or an English leader. I can't see England getting a third leader, though.
They could do JFK with a spy focus.
They could. I feel like Eisenhower might be the bigger spy focus, but then again, Eisenhower's the one who fucked up with spies, so... That's not our
I
spy
mean-
plane, I swear.
JFK was the one who did Bay of Pigs, right? Which was like entirely spies.
Well, it was armed Cuban nationals.
Yeah, it was a lot of espionage, though.
Also,
He
Bay of
did a-
Pigs, also a massive fuck up.
Yeah, that's true. But like JFK did a lot of espionage. I'm pretty sure that's when the CIA got like redone under JFK.
Here's the thing. We don't know who the best espionage American president was, and we will never know. Because the fact that they were the best means we'll never know.
Excellent point.
It's Trump.
Oh, God.
He's like, here, give me the spotlight. All my espionage agents, they can work in the dark now.
Something Russian sleeper agent.
Oh, God. Modern leader pack, new Russian leader, Putin.
Yeah.
When you do the diplomatic meetings with him, he comes out bare-chested on a bear with a rifle, with an AK in his hands.
And there's also a freaking Russian Chef remix playing.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Anyways, yeah, aside from goofy Civ 6 Pantheon exploits.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the extent of what you've played, Pink, right?
Yes, indeed.
Alright, what have I done this past week? I think I did a lot. Oh, yes. Well, let's go ahead and get this one out of the way, just in case Sue needs to leave. So, I've gotten very close to the end of Bloodborne. I got to the boss fight against Mikolash, got pissed, uninstalled the game, went another day without playing it, went, fuck it, reinstalled the game, and now I'm back in.
Have you beaten Michael Lesh yet?
Fuck no. I've fought him 3 or 4 more times. Every time I have no trouble, I whoop his ass up until you get to the second stage, and he just pulls out a call beyond bullshit, and one hit kills you.
Aren't there 3 stages?
I think there's only 2. The first one, well, the thing is, he only has 2 attacks. The first stage, he uses the Augur of Abraitis, which is high damage, but it's very easily to avoid.
Yeah.
And
I think the problem is that you didn't get enough health.
No, probably not.
Like, health is the one that you're supposed to, like, put all of your points in.
Dump stat, yeah. See, it is probably the one I have the least points in, other than Blood Tinge.
Blood Tinge. Oh wait, you meant you don't have any in Blood Tinge. Okay, good. Because Blood Tinge is the worst one.
I think I put in 2 points just so I could use like the rifle spear just to try it out. I tried it out and it was garbage, so I was like, never mind.
I think stamina and health are supposed to be. Yeah. Vitality is supposed to be the one that you put like almost all of your points into, and then endurance, if you feel like you need some, then you put some in endurance, but you put none in anything else.
I mean, it might be a difference of play styles. The lack of vitality has not hurt me so far. Like, the thing is that a Call Beyond Bullshit just has the world's biggest fucking hitbox. And
Right.
like, the thing is, it's so far into the fight because you have to chase Mikolish around the hallways for so long that by the time I get to the second stage, like, it's very difficult for me to remember how the hell I'm supposed to dodge that.
Yeah.
Especially considering he'll do it multiple times, because he's an ass. I do at least appreciate, though, when you get to the second stage, he will start just doing karate chops, and they suck, and they do no damage. Because Mikolish is just a regular guy who has some spells. But
Yeah.
when he tries to fight you with hand-to-hand, he sucks, because he's just a regular guy.
Yep.
Oh my god. So, Bloodborne is a game with some serious issues.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get past the big twist midway through, well, not even midway through, the big twist that starts off the third act, that is where the game peaks. It declines after that. There's too much grinding, definitely. I heard going in that Bloodborne was the worst Souls game about grinding.
Yep.
But I figured, oh, well, it's probably not that bad, because it's still Souls, right? Oh, no. I have spent the entirety of this recording doing nothing but grinding fucking slime scholars in Bergenworth. That is all I've been doing. There is just this fucking room full of scholarly slime assholes, and I've just been walking in with my cane whip and killing them constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's the real pain in the ass? Dark Souls is actually... It's unfortunate that Dark Souls has less grinding than Bloodborne, because Dark Souls makes grinding way easier. Just go and relight the bonfire. Boom, all the enemies have respawned, your health is refilled, your Estus flasks are refilled, boom. Bloodborne. Okay, you can't relight the bonfire. You can only teleport back to the Hunter's Dream, which requires you to go through a loading screen, and then another loading screen to return home. And you deplete your limited supply of blood vials, which is another problem the game fucking has. Since you don't have Estus flasks, you have blood vials. The idea behind it was that you could refill them in the field by picking them up off enemies. One problem: enemies only drop blood vials in the early and mid game. Once you get into the late game, they no longer drop them. They still drop bullets, though.
Yep.
But here's the problem. The bullets, they actually clearly had a plan for you to be able to deal with running out of them. You can press up on the D-pad to extract a little bit of your health and turn it into bullets. Which is fucking pointless in the late game because everybody drops bullets. It's one of those things that, like, it seems like it was deliberately put there to frustrate you. So, like...
Isn't there a mechanic where you can heal by attacking?
Yes, the rally mechanic. But you can only heal... it's a gray life return mechanic. When somebody hits you, the damage you took will stay on your health bar as orange life. And if you hit them, you can refill it back up to the health you lost.
Right, but isn't there like a weapon that lets you like actually get healing from attacking? Like marginal healing? Or am I misremembering?
Are you talking about the katana, the Kaguya?
I don't know.
Because I don't think you're talking about the Kaguya, because it requires at least 12 blood tinge to use, and you clearly are not a blood tinge fan. But the Kaguya does have something to do with, like, vampires and shit, so if it was the one that gave you blood sucking, then I'd get that. But, ooh, what a fucking problem. And it's something that occurred to me is that I actually do enjoy the fight.
Oh yeah, you can socket your weapons to have HP regen.
Right, I did that. It did almost nothing. It was such a marginal, useless number of heals that I was just like, fuck this, I'd rather have damage. There's no reason to socket any blood gems that don't just add raw damage. It's silly. Like, there's some that are like, oh, increases the scaling you get from your level ups, but that's like garbage until you're on like New Game Plus.
Can you not go to the early mid-game levels and just farm up?
Yeah, that's what I fucking had to do. But that's fucking stupid. Going back and fighting, these fucking losers that I kill in one hit who can't even take a chip off my health so I can harvest health potions off them, it's the dumbest. Fucking hell. But, I mean, there is so much I want to appreciate about the game. I love the Victorian art style. I love the kind of Tim Burton Gothic-esque art style that the thing has going on.
I love how you went from I love this game to this game has serious problems within like 2 days.
No, well, I still do love the game. There's a difference between saying, like, if I could say I hate the game, but it's great, and conversely, I can say I love the game, but there are parts of this fucking game that suck ass. Like, it's not a oxymoron. An oxymoron would be saying, I love this game, but I hate this game. Or an oxymoron would be saying, this game is great, also it's awful. Like, I can love a bad game, or I can hate a good game.
Right.
But, yeah, so, I mean, I love the aesthetic. I love the array of trick weapons. Like, I used to not get it when people said, oh, I want the Blood... If they ever do PlayStation All-Stars 2, I want the Bloodborne Hunter. And I was like, why the fuck would you ever want a Souls character? It's an RPG game. He's a sword man. But now that I've played Bloodborne, I get it. Because the Bloodborne guy has crazy, goofy trick weapons.
Yeah.
He's got a cane that turns into an ivy whip. He's got You know, a spear that turns into a rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's the really, really goofy weapon? Let me find that in my inventory. Oh, he's got a lance that turns into a cannon.
Yep.
He's got
You know what else should be added? The Monster Hunter.
the Monster Hunter. Yeah, the Monster Hunter's a good pick. And there's already kind of precedent for that one because they added Monster Hunter to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yep.
They probably wouldn't steal the actual moveset there, though.
And Capcom has a good relationship with PlayStation, as well as Monster Hunter having a history with PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, I mean, well, Dante was one of the ones in PlayStation All-Stars 1, right?
Yeah.
It was Reboot Dante, which sucked, but still, Dante was there in some capacity.
Yep.
But, like, I love the aesthetic. I love some of the fights. Like, it's not... I don't have a problem with the difficulty at all. Like, what is...
Yeah, Bloodborne is easy.
Parts. Did you go through the Chalice dungeons? You must have, right? Because you got the platinum.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Thumerian Descendant? The big dude, the big skinny pale-faced dude with the two show tells? You fight him in kind of a stone
I would have
chamber.
to look up a picture of him.
But, like, he's a very good fight, and he is very, very aggressive and deals lots of damage. But he's a good fight. I had a lot of fun fighting him.
Marian Descendant?
Yes.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I definitely did.
Right, that guy was a ball buster, but he was a lot of fun to fight.
Yeah. I mean, there were some difficult ones, like the nurse, or the wet nurse, and then the final boss, obviously. Well, not the moon child or whatever.
Really?
You know, the final boss. Like,
I hear everyone say Murgo's Wet Nurse is one of the easiest boss fights in the game.
I found her to be really hard.
It differs so much.
Like, she killed me more times than anybody else in the game.
Really?
By far. Yes. Like, even the Chalice dungeon bosses were easier. Even, like, the final boss was easier than the Wet Nurse. The Wet Nurse killed me, like, 30 times. I could not beat her.
Jesus, did you eventually just call in and assist?
No, I eventually beat her by myself.
Okay, yeah, see, when I get up to, like, 15 tries, it's like, alright, fuck this. It's the thing I do appreciate about Bloodborne and Dark Souls, is when you get tired of a boss, it's like, alright, let me just call in 2 players and 1 AI, and we're just all gonna gang up on them. It quickly becomes...
I beat all of the bosses by myself, without even having the ghosts.
Addy, what were you about to say? That when I had similar issues in Neo, I just freaking quit out of the level and then went and did like side missions and shit.
I had to end up looking up like guides to beat her, like what the tactics were.
Yeah,
that people used.
I've had to do that for a lot of the bosses. There are very few bosses in this game I've been able to beat without help. From guides, I mean.
I was able to beat almost all of the bosses without guides. Just the wet nurse, what was the sister?
The sister,
the one in the church, the chapel.
Oh, Vicar Amelia, yes.
Yeah, Vicar Amelia. And then, of course, like, the final boss.
Vicar Amelia, like I said last week, Vicar Amelia is the one that, like, the secret is just go up her ass.
Yep.
Do it Ant-Man style.
Yeah.
Like, it varies a lot from person to person. Like, the Blood-Starved Beast killed a lot of people. I've always had an easy time with the Blood-Starved Beast.
Yeah. Have you gotten to the wet nurse yet?
I have not. I still haven't got past Mikulesh.
Okay. Well,
obviously, a lot of people said Mikulesh was stupid easy. I can't get past Mikulesh.
Oh, Mikulesh was pretty easy for me, too.
I had a really funny moment with Mikulesh. I decided to call in, player helpers because I got sick of fighting him, right? Yeah, used the wrong bell. So instead, I got called in as an AI helper for... called in as a helper for someone. And I just went, whoop, fuck. I am sorry, sir. I'm not going to be much help today. And I go into the fight. I get a couple swings in on Mikulesh. I turn around to fight the skeleton, and then Miklish kills me with one move. The fight had just started. I have to imagine the guy who called me in for the assist like being like, well, thanks, asshole. Don't worry, guys, I'm here to save the day. Oh, no. I got tentacle fucked. This game is Japanese. Okay, but the distinct problem, there's actually a kind of a strange issue with this game. So, the game doesn't tell you anything. It does not tell you the levels of enemies or anything. And there are a lot of cases in the game where there's suddenly a massive difficulty spike along the main quest line. And the game is kind of inferring to you to go do the side quests instead, right? To build up your levels. Like, if you go straight from Gascoigne to Vicar Amelia, you're going to get your ass kicked. You need to go fight the Blood-Starved Beast first. That's what you're supposed to do. The trouble is, there is a massive level hike between the twist boss, let's call her. Ah, fuck it, we're spoiling it anyways. There's a massive difficulty spike between Rom and, well, I guess the next boss in the canon is, well, the entirety of Yargul, but and it is the most distinctly like, what the fuck am I even supposed to do part of the game.
Right.
Where you cannot handle anything that's going on in Yargul. And you really can't handle anything that's going on in the Nightmare Frontier either.
Yeah, Yargul was really, really bad for me when I got, like, kidnapped really early in the game. You remember that? You got kidnapped too, right?
Well, yeah, I intentionally got kidnapped with Hapojin Gaul.
Okay. I got accidentally kidnapped.
The Hapojin Gaul... I got lucky, because I found one of the player messages that said the Snatchers are weak to poison, and after you find that out, way easier. Just stick the Snatchers with a poison knife and watch them die by themselves.
Right.
But the second trip to Yargul is the real fucking pain. With the respawning enemies. Ooh. Oh god, and they somehow always know where you are, and then you have to fight the giant fucking coffins that kill you in one hit. And then you get to the end of Yargul, and you have to fight the easiest fucking boss in the game. I was so confused. I was like, what the fuck was that? I just fought a big turd made out of humans that I just beat to death with no problem.
Okay, I did not get the platinum in Bloodborne.
Really?
Yeah. I think what happened was I beat the whole game the first time, and then I was going to go through...
Do you have to get each ending?
You have to get each ending, yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which means you have to beat the game, like, what, 3 times?
And it's souls, so the game gets harder each returning trip.
I ended up giving up, like, the second playthrough. I remember now.
Ooh, there are some boss fights I do not want to fight on a second or third trip. Oh god, second trip, Gascoigne.
I beat every boss, every optional boss, and I think I got fairly far into the dungeon as well.
There's like 4 dungeons. It's fucking weird. It's wild.
Right.
And if you count the different depth layers, like there's like, I don't know, 16 dungeons. I enjoy the dungeons the most, oddly enough, though. It's weird. Because the dungeons are by far the most predictable part of the game.
Right.
There are 2 sections to each dungeon layer. You go to get the ritual materials, and you go to flip the lever, and then you fight the boss fight.
Yeah, I just needed 3 more trophies, which were 2 of the endings and then the chalice dungeon.
Huh, alright. You never beat Yarnum?
Yarnum?
Never mind. Anyways, yeah.
No, I got through like 2 of the dungeons or something.
Oh, I've already got farther than you then.
Probably.
You have to fight the Blood-Starved Beast again. And he's more difficult the second time around.
Right.
It only took me 2 tries to beat him, but still, he hits harder. And the slow poison is even worse than it was before. But anyways, let's continue on to a game that Pink and Natty won't be bored shitless by. Now we'll just talk about a game that Pink will be bored shitless by.
Yay!
Street Fighter V!
I mean, I'm out too.
Ah, shit. For the first time ever, I played a public online match in Street Fighter V. Because they were offering plus 200 monies for playing a ranked match. Whoopee. And since I'm since I'm just some loser, it matched me up against some guy playing G. And I forgot to set my character beforehand, because Street Fighter V is one of those games that you have to set your character beforehand before you go into an online match.
Oh.
So I was playing Ryu.
And you let the shit kicked out of you.
I actually won.
You won, nice.
Cause, I mean, 5 Ryu is one of the good Ryus, but the thing that I was pleasantly surprised by, when you play ranked in Street Fighter V, you actually play a set. I did not know that. You don't just complete one match. You have to get a best out of 5.
Nice.
Which I thought was pretty great. I mean, sets exist for a reason, so that the first part of the match, you can get a feel for your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much more fun playing against people than the AI. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I disagree, but then I also remember there was a time when I didn't do ranked in Tekken Tech 2, but I did do like player lobbies, and there was this guy that we did sets back and forwards, and by sets I mean matches of 8+ rounds.
Jesus.
Yeah, there was at least one match where, or at least actually there was at least one night where every match we played was like best of 16 or something. and so it's like, okay, so he knows me, I know him, we can change characters. Someone has to win.
Jesus
And
Christ.
the thing is, I've since lost the recording of that one because Tekken Tech saves the online matches if you want it to, but then I forgot how to set it up. But yeah, back then I had to set it up, and freaking like that. There was this one thing that whenever I remember playing Tekken Tech 2 that I remember, which is just randomly. He did a sweep, I jumped over it. I did a sweep, he jumped over it, and we did that for like a whole minute. It was like a kung fu movie, and it was freaking cool as shit, and that's why I love Tekken.
Oh yeah, Tekken, when 2 players really know each other and are at their best, looks fantastic. It looks like an actual scene out of a movie. That's what's special about Tekken. Other fighting games, it doesn't look like a movie scene. It doesn't.
Right.
It's a video game. It's a video game-ass video game. But Tekken can look like a movie when it's played right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, the thing is that the reason why I don't play online anymore and shit like that is just because of an anxiety.
Yeah, that's understandable. I've not played a second ranked set. Because now I'm just resting on my laurels and the fact that I won a ranked set on my first try. But I mean, there's just a certain amount of fun that comes from the stuff you can do with a player. And that, like, getting the other guy into patterns of behavior and, like, messing with them in ways. Because one of my favorite things to do in that match was I was constantly throwing out slow fireballs, dashing in, and then sweeping, right? And I did that constantly. So that anytime I threw out a fireball, he was always going to crouch low. So
actually, go ahead, sorry.
I'll finish this up and then you can continue. So in the later matches, I would just throw out the fireball, dash in, and then do Ryu's overhead punch. Without fail, every time. And he fell for it every time, because he was still used to the sweep. And it's just actually, that aggressive Thanos Marvel Infinite strategy I really love, you know?
Yeah. Actually, I just remembered. I lied. Because I played SF5 online, and it was free for that weekend. Against other people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just remembered.
Oh, damn.
I mean, I got the shit beat out of me because most of the people I faced were on PC. But,
I don't think there's much PC advantage.
I don't know, because like most of my fighting game knowledge is on keyboards.
Really?
So, yes. That, like, once again, Yeah, not only Mugen, but also I tried a shit ton of like freaking arcade games when I was like 6.
Oh,
So yeah, so like Sam Show 5 Special, KOF, whichever ones I played, freaking Third Strike, all of those I played on a keyboard.
Third Strike on a keyboard. That is just inhuman to me.
The thing is, keyboard is actually better in a lot of ways because keyboard is like having a consistently good D-pad, so you have more control over your inputs.
I mean, I can see that, but it's so awkward. Like, I remember trying to play SF4 with keyboard, and like, oh.
It's only awkward if you can't put your motions on your right hand, which I can. So because once again, that's how I learned them. That's how I learned how to Hadouken and Shoryuken.
Jesus. How do you even do Shoryukens? Because there's no diagonal.
There is diagonal.
Well, you press down both at the same time?
Yes, and it gets picked up.
What the fuck?
That's how you do do diagonals on a freaking D-pad too, dude.
Oh, I almost feel like that's cheating somehow. Because that makes the crouching Shoryuken so much easier to do.
It does.
Oh
but
my
yeah.
God. I can't even imagine how a charge character would play on keyboard. That'd be fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's really strong for like Guile, who you need to hold down and back at the same time if you want to do it properly. So you can, like, there's always a little bit of doubt when you're holding back and down on a stick or a D-pad, like, is the game reading me properly? You wouldn't need to worry about that on keyboard.
Nope, which is why a lot of people are switching to keyboard with Tekken 7.
Oh, you're right. Oh, God, because Tekken has so many diagonals.
Yeah, there's no more doubt.
Oh, man, I remember seeing that. There's a new fucking fight, fight stick that's not even a fight stick, because they replaced the stick with 4 buttons.
That
are just the same as the regular buttons.
Yeah. No. That one was banned because that has both a stick and buttons. But but I also saw a fight stick, well, quote unquote stick, that didn't have a stick, and instead of the stick, it had keyboard like directional buttons.
Oh, that's disgusting. Do you mean the
Legit
arrow keys?
Yes, the arrow keys, just legit arrow keys.
Is it arranged in the same manner of
Yes.
back, down, forward, being in a row, and then up on top?
Yes.
Oh, I hate that.
They legit just took the layout from the keyboard and copied it onto the fight stick.
That's not intuitive. I hate it.
It's not. I love it. It's so stupid.
Ugh.
It's the stupidest shit.
Oh, I can't. No.
Like the thing is, if they didn't want to drive the point home, what they should have done is they should have flipped the layout so you have the arrow keys on the right and the buttons on the left.
Oh.
The full keyboard experience.
Movement right
now in a fight stick.
Movement with the right hand. No.
The thing is, like, you're against all of this shit. I have experienced it.
You grew up with it, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, fuck me. Oh. If the only video game console I grew up with was a fucking 3DO or a fucking Aladdin game cartridge thing, then yeah, I might not have a problem with those things. But I grew up with being a sane individual, so yeah.
You merely adopted the keyboard layout. I was born in it, molded by it.
I spent the first 10 years of my life eating nothing other than feces. I tell you, it wasn't that bad. What the fuck?
I don't know what you said, but it cut out. So you said, I spent the first 10 years of my life eating feet.
I mean, that works too. Jesus. Oh, God. Can I mention one thing I forgot about Bloodborne? Holy shit, that Bloodborne was not well optimized. The frame rate is, for one thing, locked at 30 frames per second.
Yep.
And it dips constantly. And the graphics are beautiful, by all means, but the graphics dip. The frame rate dips so often. And my PS4 sounds like it wants to kill itself. Do Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Thankfully, Neo, whenever we get around to it, has a performance mode that locks the FPS to 60.
Oh, thank God.
I mean, it does make the game look worse, but only ever so slightly, I checked.
Okay. But, yeah, I played Bloodborne, I played SF5. Soon, do we want to mention the new Warhammer 2 DLC that's coming out soon? Talk about that at all?
We can.
Let's just mull
I
over
care
it real
more
quick.
about the free DLC than I do the DLC.
Oh, yeah, so do I. It's not a surprise in my case, because I'm the Bretonnia fanboy, but... So, yeah, Warhammer 2, new DLC. It's going to focus on adding more Skaven with more ninja shit, and also now they can use power drills to tear down your walls, because they're assholes. And
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, and a new Dark Elf guy who's possessed by a demon, and he also has now... They've added new units of Medusas. And also Medusas standing on big mirror things. It's weird.
Okay.
But the really important thing is, the free thing they added for everyone is a new leader for the Bretonians, who are the French humans, who do not have technological advancements like your evil gunpowder or indoor plumbing. And instead use old Arthurian knights, who are the majority of the killing force, and the rest of their army is just shit peasants who are there to die.
Mm-hmm.
But the main thing there is they added a new leader that you can choose. A new leader option for the Bretonians. It's Repens de Lioness. This chick who is basically Warhammer's equivalent of Joan of Arc. She was a tiny peasant girl. Her village was, attacked by Chaos guys. She gets visited by God. She blows the shit out of all the Chaos guys and basically becomes best military leader ever, yada yada yada. But it's amusingly an interesting thing because it's the first actual human woman leader they've added to the game. It took them this long.
That is a long time.
Yeah. Before she was even introduced, there were only 2 models for human women in the entire game.
Yep, Damsel and Prophetess.
Yep. Every other female character in the game was an elf. Or a vampire. Yep. Oh, and they also are finally reducing the frankly ridiculous turn times by 60%, they said, right? 60%? I hope they... Go ahead.
I said maybe.
I'm pretty sure they said 60%, and hopefully by nuking a lot of the smaller factions on the map, because I am sick of them.
Yeah.
Can we please get rid of half of the Empire? Please? I'd want to do it just to see the Empire fanboys get angry. It'd make my day. And the last big thing to come out of that update, this is more of a thing that like soon's going to be like, oh yeah, but, so you know how Black Arcs are kind of useless?
Yep.
For one thing, Black Arc Admirals can now level up and get skill trees. For another thing, Black Arcs can now siege coastal cities and conquer them.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that's a lot better. And that's about it for that. The very last thing I did, I watched another episode of Mandalorian, and, Carl Weathers is great, yeah. But that's about the extent of what I've got to say about that episode.
What about Baby Yoda?
Baby Yoda, also great.
Everybody seems to love Baby Yoda.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's apparently interacted with like twice as much as any of the Democratic primary candidates are.
What?
Yeah.
The fuck did you just say? He has interacted
I said he
with
gets twice as much. He gets twice as much social media interaction as any of the Democratic primary candidates in terms of like articles posted about them.
Well, he's
Now
nonpartisan.
that's impressive.
The Yoda baby is neither Democrat nor Republican. Can Yoda baby save America? Yoda baby 2020.
Yes.
Complete with that Obama change hope poster, like with the inverted colors and everything. And Yoda, oh god, and make it the fucking shot from episode 2 where the Yoda baby eats an entire frog alive horribly.
He gives everybody free Toyotas.
Oh god. Oh man, did you guys see the fucking news article where Werner Herzog? Initially, they were planning for the Yoda baby to be CG instead of an actual physical doll.
Boo.
Werner Herzog called the crew cowards when they suggested that.
Nice.
Werner Herzog continues to be Werner Herzog. And Werner Herzog also fantastic in this series. It's all around great. But the last thing is Simpsons. I've been watching the first season of Simpsons. I think I'm up
The
to...
first episode, but only that one.
What?
The first episode of Simpsons, you've been watching that one, but only that one.
Yeah, I've watched
None
it
of the
8
others.
times now. I just can't get enough of Santa's Little Helper.
The way everything moves like rubber is so mesmerizing.
Oh my god. This first season of Simpsons has such bad animation. It
Yep.
looks awful. Like,
What did you expect?
I was expecting it to be every once in a while. Because, when people bring up bad season 1 Simpsons animation, they're usually just going to show, like, one shot of Homer looking directly at the camera and having this weird double eye, like, head-on look.
Right.
Or the shot of Flanders making the OK symbol that 4chan turned into a Nazi thing. And, like, he's missing part of his neck because they forgot to draw that part in. Oh.
Yeah.
And the other... Season 1's got some problems. Definitely. Including the animation. And Homer is an asshole in Season 1. Like, he's a fair bit smarter. He isn't the absolutely brain-dead dumbass we get in later seasons. But to make up for that... What?
Would you say that the animation is worse or better than the first few seasons of South Park?
Oh, well... I would say worse.
Okay.
Because South Park... The first few seasons of South Park are intentionally crap.
Yeah, that's true.
The first few seasons of South Park distinctly remind you of the fact that it's supposed to look like it's being made out of, construction paper.
Right.
Whereas the later seasons, you pretty well forget that it was supposed to be made out of construction paper. Like, the art style kind of got lost along the way there. Whereas Simpsons, it's supposed to be a cartoon, And they're weird... It's supposed to be a semi-realistic cartoon, and for some reason, everybody moves like spaghetti monsters.
I'm not sure why they haven't done that for freaking House of the Dead or whatever.
That's a
I
good
forget the freaking Simpson thing.
Oh, one of those episodes, they did bring back the classic Simpson. They went even further back and brought back the Tracy Ullman Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
When Homer looked like a horrific monster with a massive overbite. And everyone looked like weird slumped creatures. And Homer was obsessed with frosty chocolate milkshakes or something? What a weird...
Not donuts?
No! Homer does not get his love for donuts until, like, Season 2 or Season 3.
What?
Yeah! Yeah, it's weird. And you know how in later season, like, there's the recurring gag of Homer choking out Bart, but it just doesn't fit. It doesn't make sense, because otherwise Homer's a loving father.
Yeah.
That originates with Season 1. Because in Season 1, Homer fucking hates Bart. And beats him constantly.
Oh my god.
And I'm watching it, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And you could tell this was the era where Matt Groening was writing the Life in Hell comic. And Life in Hell, right, it's a comic about two homosexual bunnies, and it's basically we live in a society, right? But the 80s, and instead of, being conservative gamers, it's liberal artists, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you can really tell that in Season 1 of Simpsons, because Season 1 of Simpsons is much more overt about we live in a society. There is an entire episode that is devoted to Lisa having existentialist dread, so she takes up jazz music, and jazz music is perfect and cures everything. Because, of course, fucking Matt Groening projects onto Lisa this early. I didn't even know it was this bad this early, because I know Lisa becomes later on the look at this character, she's the correct one, she's the one you should agree with character. I didn't know it was this bad this early. And one thing I can't get used to about season 1 is that the other residents of Springfield do not matter at all. Characters like Nelson or Principal Skinner or Barney or, Smithers and Burns do not matter. They will pop up for like 10 or 20 seconds in a given episode to exist as a supporting function to the Simpsons themselves. Which is bizarre. Because the meat of the later seasons, or of the good seasons, is sold off the varied cast. How it's not just The Simpsons. How you can have a good episode that's about Skinner, or about Flanders, or about, even the fucking guy in the bee costume.
That happened with South Park, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, the South Park, none of my favorite characters are the kids.
No.
Like, everybody loves Cartman. I find Cartman endlessly tormenting. I can't stand the fucking shit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
My favorite characters in South Park, obviously I like Randy. I don't love him as much as everybody else. I always loved Chef, but Chef's not there anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
not around.
I liked Chef when he existed. I liked
wasn't
Tweek. So
bad.
I liked Tweek for some reason.
Tweek, what's Stan's girlfriend? Is that Shelly?
Stan?
I don't remember.
No. That's Wendy.
Wendy. I'll always like Wendy because Wendy had the fight scene with Cartman, and they did the little homage to "There Will Be Blood," and I loved that so much.
I like Butters the most.
Butters is classic. Mr. Garrison. Mr. Garrison.
Remember when Butters sold his freaking cum? I do. And people use it as a cure-all.
I don't remember that episode. I'm sad that you reminded me it existed. Jesus Christ. I thought it was just pee.
No,
he sold his cum as like Gatorade
But he thought it was
I think,
pee, didn't he?
to help his like football team.
I think what he said at the end or something like that is that
This is where South Park loses me. The mindless vulgarity is where it loses me.
Yeah, it's like he goes, well, one day this whitish liquid came out of my pee-pee, and I asked my daddy to explain what it is, and he just said, don't worry about it, it's a miracle juice. And then he bottled it up and sold it.
I thought Butters' parents just beat him as soon as they see him. Like, based off what I'd seen of Butters' parents so far, it seems like Butters' dad's answer would have been to just smack him in the face, and then.
I mean, it was. It ground him. It was to ground him, like at the end of the episode. Yeah.
And then probably suplex him through a table.
The main thing is that they want to like shelter Butters.
Really?
So,
I thought they were just abusive. I thought they were just pointlessly cruel.
Yeah, that and that they won't do it out of sheltering Butters.
I guess. Well, see, now that you ask me, I'm struggling to think of South Park characters I really like besides Chef and Wendy.
Not Butters?
And Butters. Butters is cool. Does it count if I say Cthulhu?
No, it doesn't.
All right, the Canadians not that are not Terrence and Phillip.
Terrence and Phillip.
Specifically, all of them that are not Terrence and Phillip.
Oh, you know what? I like Kyle's parents. I like Kyle's parents a lot. They're cool.
Kyle's parents are good, yeah.
I like the way
like
Kyle's
Kyle.
dad contrasts with Randy as being not incompetent.
I like Kyle out of the kids.
Yeah, Kyle's pretty good. I'm a sucker for Kenny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kenny.
I like Kenny.
I can just be a sucker for black comedy sometimes, though. So
Token is cool.
Token's cool. Well, Token's pretty well the chef. Well, oh my God, they're both black.
Token.
I didn't mean that. I meant the fact that they're both sane. I meant the fact that they're both the only sane person of the cast. They're the straight men.
Should I put up accidental racist by freaking whoever that was?
Well, see, the thing is, if you bank too hard on the accidental racist thing, I'm going to turn around and start making racist jokes. So, but Well, like,
That
well,
song
I
sucks.
say straight man, but Chef definitely liked to sing about his chocolate salty balls. Unironically. That was always the thing. The fact that nobody ever fucking calls it out.
What about PC Principal?
I mean, see, the only episodes I saw were the earlier episodes of them, and the gag got real tired with me real quick.
I liked what I saw of Strong Woman.
I have no idea who that character even is.
It's within the last 2 seasons.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, well, I mean, if we're just talking about characters that you enjoy for their satire, obviously I like the nostalgia grapes, the member grapes.
Oh yeah, the member guys. What about the
Member Chewbacca.
what's his name? Shoot. Oh, Nathan.
Who the fuck is Nathan?
The Down syndrome kid.
I don't remember there ever being a Down syndrome kid in South Park.
Me neither.
No, he's like a mastermind who like hates Jimmy.
See, I the only disabled kids I remember are Jimmy and Timmy.
There's also
Yeah.
Nathan.
I also like Timmy before he got
Nathan
added
and
to the main cast.
Mumsy.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
See, my knowledge of South Park ends like, I don't know, around the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, I've got more of a general knowledge because I've done a couple wiki dives and I've definitely seen some episodes from like season 20. What season was it that there was 2 seasons in a row? One did the Game of Thrones gag with Black Friday.
That was like 2015.
Yeah, that in the following year, I saw a couple episodes from those seasons.
Yeah, I've seen like half of the show.
You know, I think where it ends for me is when Mr. Garrison becomes elected. When Mr. Garrison gets elected president, I think that's where my experience of the show ends.
That's where I kind of like stopped watching a lot.
Yeah, that's probably the reasonable place to stop, because where the fuck can they go from that? It's like they've now crossed the point into absurdity. Like, Garrison as a character is now defined by this.
Yeah, they really, really fucked up. They thought for sure Hillary was going to win.
Yeah.
And they put all of their eggs in that one basket.
You'll notice every show that tries to make political satire, all of them banked on Hillary winning.
Yep.
Like, SNL, also a bad case. They brought in big star Alec Baldwin to play Trump, and they brought in relatively smaller star, oh fuck, what's her name? Oh shit, the girl from Ghostbusters, the blonde one. Oh,
I know who you're talking about.
Ooh, oh god, what's her name? It's not Kristen Wiig. Her name's Kate something.
I wanted to say Kristen as well.
It's not Kristen Wiig. Her name is Kate something. Kate, oh fuck. I'm gonna look it up.
Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon, yes, Kate McKinnon. Right, so you can tell they were banking on it being Hillary because they brought in Kate McKinnon as Hillary, and evidently they signed her for a big contract or something because she has continued to appear on the show despite not being a cast member. Meanwhile, they had to fucking course correct and bring Alec Baldwin into a fucking permanent contract as Trump once an episode.
I thought she was a cast member.
I don't think Baldwin is a cast member because they only bring him in
Baldwin. No, not Baldwin. McKinnon.
McKinnon was not. I don't think McKinnon was a cast member at the time. They might consider her one now.
She's definitely one now.
She's definitely one now. But I'm pretty sure McKinnon was from the same crop as Andy Samberg, and she probably would have stopped around the same time as Samberg.
Yeah, she's a cast member.
Yeah, I think they might have. I think she left, and then they brought her back for Hillary, and then they screwed up, but brought her in as a full-time cast member again anyways. Something like that.
Right.
Because I want to say she was either around the same time as Maya Rudolph or someone. Fuck. Yeah. Anyways, what were we? Right. Did I do anything else this week? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Did I? No, I did. I did one more thing. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. You got to sit through a little bit more. But I beat Dead Rising without killing a single zombie.
You did it!
Yep.
Congratulations!
The important part is I got the true ending without killing a single zombie. Because it is possible to beat the game by literally not moving for 6 straight hours after the game starts. And that is actually what I've got left the game running, doing it right now. Because I got sick of the noises that my PS4 was making with Bloodborne. But I've played Dead Rising for 9 years now. Well, probably 8, maybe. I'm not exactly clear. But I've played the game for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
I've probably beaten that game 18 times now. So being me, I was like, well, clearly I have not demonstrated my full appreciation for this game. I've got all the trophies. I've, did all the things, beat all the bosses, what have you. But I still haven't done a really stupid challenge run that I saw, beating the game without killing a single zombie, which I thought was prior impossible, but someone exposed me to new information that allows you to avoid killing one specific zombie. One specific zombie that you are obligated to kill, but it doesn't count if you get somebody else to kill the zombie for you. So I had to go and recruit a guy with a shotgun, get him to follow me into the room, and then get him to shoot the zombie. And let me tell you, I couldn't kill any zombies. I never said anything about people. Zombies, those are valuable lives right there. I couldn't let any of them go. It hurts my little heart, But people, they suck. They gotta go. I killed at least 20 people. And I think about 15 of them deserved it.
Something natural selection.
Natural selection. Indeed. See, so part of the problem here is, zombies grab you. You have to break out of the zombie's hold. If you break out of the zombie's hold, for one thing, there's one certain way that if you do it, you will kill the zombie. Any other way will not kill the zombie that grabbed you, but it does send them flying. And if they fly into another zombie, that zombie fucking dies.
Okay.
So getting grabbed when you're in the middle of a crowd, not an option. Guess what? Dead Rising was sold on advertising how big of zombie crowds they could form. So there's a lot of zombie crowds in this game.
Oof.
And a lot of them are in tight pathways that you cannot get around. You have to try and climb over or through them or try and lure them all out. All of them are dangerous possibilities. And there's one part in the game, underneath the mall run a long series of maintenance tunnels. It is by far the most zombie-packed area of the game. An endless tide of zombies. Later in the game, there have been 5 bombs, 5 patches of C4 that have been hidden in the maintenance tunnels that you need to retrieve. They're on all opposite ends of the maintenance tunnel. Hauling ass through the maintenance tunnel in one run without getting grabbed by a zombie is not fucking happening. So
How'd you do it then?
What I had to do, I ran through it the first time, got to that mission, went, fuck this, deleted that run, started over, and figured out that there are a number of entrances to the maintenance tunnels. I have to retrieve a key from the middle of the maintenance tunnels to even get there, and even then there are some bombs that are hidden past a big passage. I eventually got over it, only to run into another hurdle. There's a section where you have to follow Isabella through the most zombie-congested part of the mall that isn't the maintenance tunnels, the North Plaza. And since I can't fight the zombies, I had to let the NPC Isabella do all the fighting. Credit where credit is due, she actually did an okay job for a game with notoriously bad AI. But oh boy did it take me several attempts. At last, I beat it. And here's the fucking thing that sucks about getting imaginary achievements in these games. Is that you sit there and you're like, I fucking did it. There's very few people in the world that have done this, but I have done this. I need to find another imaginary achievement. I am not
So I have
satisfied.
I have a similar thing. So apparently not a lot of people played through Central 5 Special's arcade mode. So I am part of the 2.6% that has played through the game with Sogetsu Kazuma, as well as part of the 2.7% who played through as Kazuki.
Oh god, the dog?
No, my main. Kazuki is my main. The dog is Poppy.
Who the fuck is Kazuki?
My main.
I'm gonna need more information than that.
I don't think you've ever seen him because he's not in the second game.
No. I've looked over wikis on Samurai Showdown. You can just tell me.
Freaking Fire Ninja.
Oh yes, that guy. Yes, okay, I get you.
Yeah. He's a weird one because he's a rushdown character, but he also has a command grab.
Nah.
And it's actually
so
very
he's Vega.
important.
So he's Vega.
I don't know. I've never played Vega. I don't play Claw.
Yeah. Oh no, clearly I was talking about Bison. Fucking hell. What a stupid naming problem. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah. Who, me?
Yes. Oh, well, I guess that's the end of the story.
Talking.
That was
Yeah.
that was the end of the story. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I just sometimes I go out of my way to get the freaking like 2.6% achievements on freaking PlayStation because, yeah.
Well, there are some
But
games that it confounds me. There are some trophies that it's like start the game and only 50% of the people got it, and it's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are people doing? Did you buy the game and throw it away?
Or
Like-
they played it offline.
Well, then wouldn't the trophies just be uploaded later then?
Yeah, they
Well,
would.
If you don't have PlayStation Network,
Well, then how
Oh,
would
wait,
they
that
even
would-
know that you've got the game?
I don't know.
Oh man. Like,
Maybe they're like this many people, or they wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't know. Yeah,
even when they get proper statistics on this stuff, like, even then, like, it is a bizarrely low amount of people that actually finish the games they play, which is crazy
Yeah.
to me.
yeah.
The achievement I'm most proud of, I think, is Spray and Pray from Guilty Gear Xrd. Because I think it's like 1.6 people got that achievement.
Well,
and
what's
it's
it for?
just it's for doing 100,000 hits of damage in mom mode. In one combo. Or I think it's either one combo or one move, I don't know.
The
Okay.
achievement I'm most proud of was when I like got the platinum in Marvel Heroes Omega, like an hour before it got shut down permanently.
Oh, Jesus.
You beat the clock.
So you're
I
not
literally-
satisfied with just getting the platinum. You gotta do it in danger time.
I was working on the platinum for the entire time I had that game. And then it like came out that they were shutting down and there was one achievement that I had to get. And so I played the whole day just so I could get that achievement. Like I played 24 hours to get that achievement. And
Oh,
I
God.
managed to get it like an hour before they shut down.
Was it like for the Omega simulations or whatever shit?
No. It was for the like the special goo treasure goblin thing. You had to get like the epic treasure goblin that's like super huge, and there's like a 0.001% chance that it'll spawn.
Oh,
And so it's just a matter of constantly re-entering areas,
and
hoping
flying.
that you'll get it.
See, I did run into that thing once. It was, what's it? Okay, Pink will know the name of the character. Pink, you remember X Factor, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the weird green goo peanut-looking thing with two arms that everyone treats like
Goop.
it's... Yeah,
Goop.
its name was
Goop.
Doop?
Doop.
Doop, yes.
Doop.
DOOP.
Okay, so in Marvel Heroes Omega, like Pink said, there is a 0.001 chance that a massive dupe will spawn on the map, and if you kill him, you get the best gear in the game. I did run into that in the wild once without having been informed prior of its existence. And I was just utterly fucking confused what the fuck that was. Like, I'd seen Duke before, but when you see him big, he doesn't look the same, let me tell you.
Yeah.
We've been invaded by the peanut gods. We have enraged them. They tire of our consumption of their children.
And he was hard to kill too. I was worried that I would not be able to kill him after I saw him.
I was
if I
lucky enough to
hadn't
play
killed him-
against him as Doctor Strange, so there we go.
Oh, okay. You got the kill?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
God, I miss Marvel Heroes. Like, mentioning Doctor Strange gives me such nostalgia.
Yeah, that was a good game. I'm mad that it's gone, but it's getting replaced by Avengers, so
Hopefully.
not too upset.
I can only hope that Doctor Strange in Avengers is just as stupid as he was in that game.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Doctor Strange turns it into a bullet helmet for the enemies.
Yes. Yes, exactly. It's even
Him
worse.
and Jean Grey were exactly like that in Marvel Heroes Omega.
Oh, yeah. It's worse with Doctor Strange because Doctor Strange can even summon, like, invisible tigers or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, if he picked up the right gear, he could also summon mindless ones. So it was a bullet hell, and there were minions running all over the place.
Yeah, the reverse bullet hell characters are my favorite in these types of games because it's just so stupid.
Like,
It's so broken.
there was such diversity of character in that game. Because then you could play as, like, Captain America. Captain America never dealt big damage. But he had sustain like nobody else.
Oh, yeah.
Just big combos. Big combos.
Pretty much everybody was, like, viable in that game.
There were some trash ones. Daredevil.
Yeah, I guess.
Daredevil's trash in every game he's in, though.
He is.
Daredevil is just trash.
Except in the mobile game. What's it called?
They've got
He's
one
actually-
called Strike Force, and
Strike
they might
Force.
have a different one.
In Strike Force, he's like top tier, or at least he was the last time I played it, because he gets like team bonuses with the defenders that end up basically making them never ever die.
Oh, God, because Luke's there. And Luke's already
Yep.
tanky as fuck.
Yep.
Oh, man, I remember how Luke was in Marvel Heroes, because he was a tank, but also a minion summoner at the same time. And that was such a unique playstyle. It was so weird.
Yeah.
Because he could call in the rest of the defenders.
Squirrel Girl was a really weird one.
Oh, yeah. Assassin minion summoner. Rule.
Yeah. Just like 100 squirrels sending them at your enemies.
Yeah,
It was like a bleed minion summoner.
Yeah, the opposite of Luke Cage. Luke Cage summons one very powerful minion. Squirrel Girl summons a million weak ones.
Yeah, it's kind of like Daji mixed with Persephone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. You remember Iron Man? How Iron Man could, like, switch between spending having almost no mana bar, but being tanky and hitting hard and all that? Or he could turn the systems off and have just tons of mana?
Yeah.
God, that's even excluding characters like Deadpool, who just didn't have a mana mechanic at all.
Oh, yeah. Deadpool was very weird.
Oh,
He had the combo mechanic, which was awful.
No, he didn't have combo. He didn't have any mana mechanic at all. It was like it was Daredevil that had combos.
Oh, Daredevil. Yeah, Daredevil was the one I was thinking of. What did you say? Deadpool?
Deadpool.
Oh, right.
Deadpool didn't have a mana mechanic. He had awesomeness, which was just a flat stat that the more he upgraded it, the better all of his moves became. And Hulk, who built up rage.
Yeah, Rage. That was great.
Black Bolt was a ton of fun to play because he would build up like sonic energy or whatever.
Right.
And he would start off as a very kind of weak ranged guy that dealt a lot of range damage, but the more he built up, the more he became a tank that got a lot more aggressive. Oh, that was such a good game. And I realized that when we talk about it, Pink and Addy are just like, what the fuck are these two on about? Oh.
Yeah.
We just need to hope Avengers is great.
I think it will be. I think it will be.
And
All fingers crossed.
And Avengers needs to have Blade for Addy.
It'll eventually have Blade. He'll get added.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Blade being in the MCU means I think he'd actually be one of the he'd probably be one of the higher priority ones now that he's in the MCU.
Absolutely.
That's true. But then Miss Marvel is in the game, and she's not in the MCU, so...
She will be soon
Can't
on
even-
Disney Plus.
All right, yeah.
I
Oh, by the way, did you see the trailer for the What If series?
No, I haven't. I wasn't aware that it was out.
One of the episodes is going to be if T'Challa was Star-Lord.
What?
Yes.
That'll be entirely different. Wait, so we'll see T'Challa being raised by Yondu?
I guess.
Then what happens So I guess then all, shit, what's his... Quill.
I don't think
is
that
Quill
was
just
even
some human loser then? Just a nobody?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said, is Quill just some loser then, and a nobody?
I have no idea.
I've been interested in the what ifs, like, from the moment that the first one they pitched was what if Agent Carter was Captain America?
Yeah.
And like, oh, that's an interesting concept. Also, Captain America would be British, so, I mean, that's weird, but, you know.
Yeah. Where did I find that trailer? I'm trying to find it now.
It's not that important. We need to wrap things up. Pink is exhausted after Black Friday.
So, what's coming out on the channel?
Oh, fuck, I nearly forgot. Thank God for Addy.
Oh, another
Yeah.
one was Zombie Captain America for some reason.
No.
No more zombies.
I have no idea why just Captain America as a zombie. Not like Marvel zombies, just Captain America as a zombie.
They need to make a freaking what if episode, but it's just Doctor Doom fighting the zombieverse. It's just that. There's no story. It's just Doctor Doom blasting away at zombies.
And he successfully kills all of them.
Yeah.
It's not even a fight. Like Doctor Doom's just
Okay.
like, oh, surprise, power cosmic, and he deletes the Marvel Zombies universe, and the whole world is better for it.
Doom was always our savior.
So, what's coming out on the channel is on Monday we're gonna get Rainbow Six, with the three of us trying out the new rotation settings,
Oh,
and then on Friday there's gonna be a triple feature because we're gonna get not only Gears 5, not only us freaking failing us playing DMC5 before Gears 5, but also the re-release, I guess, of Pizza Time. That's good.
oh, right. Why are we releasing 3 videos on Monday?
No, that's Friday. Well, Gears because the Gears video was overall like together make out 10 minutes, and Pizza Time because it got eaten by YouTube.
Okay. All right. And Pink, what's going on your channel this week?
I've got more Civ going out.
Okay. Addy, what's going on your channel this week?
Well, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, obviously. And I actually don't think there's a bonus feature on my gameplay channel just because we're not releasing anything that I had on full stream of. So that, as for the main channel, I think I might be releasing the Neo review
Okay.
on Monday.
And on my end, there will not be a new episode of Resident Evil 4 this Tuesday, I think. I'm not exactly sure if the second episode's released yet, because I am busy with finals, among other things. However, there will be an episode of Civ 6 on Saturday. I believe it's the continuation. No, it might be the first game with Soon and Pink both.
Nice.
I think it's that. It might be another episode of me playing as Hojo with you as...
Wait, would it be the first one?
yeah, it'll be the only one because we ended that playthrough.
Oh, right. We haven't finished this one yet.
Yeah. Spoiler, that one's a kind of a false finish because it goes nowhere very quickly. So we started up a second playthrough that has generally been more eventful. Despite my
Yeah.
attempts to cheat. All right. We will see you later.
So-
Oh, God, Addy. What?
Yeah. Nothing. That's all for off the podcast.
Oh, all right. Later, folks.